At least enough for me to start stream.
Oh, okay.
I will say this. I will message you guys in the chat if I'm in a coughing fit if you call on me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
For the record, you sound way healthier than you did yesterday.
Still got the fever. Coughing is atrocious. I've already gotten told that if I keep sounding the way I am, I'm going to the hospital.
Who said that?
My mother.
Oh, okay, fair.
Good.
I mean, that's a fair statement.
I sound like I'm dying when I cough, and it feels like it.
Well, 'tis the flu season. A little late in
I got the
season,
flu.
but it is.
Tis the season to be phlegmy and cough.
The flu. It's the flu and COVID season now.
It's always gonna be
It's
COVID
always
season.
COVID season.
That's
The COVID
fair.
is the flu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just a little bit worse.
That's also fair.
It's just a gross flu. That's all it is.
It
Alright.
just attacks people that are more septic to it. That's it.
Oh yeah, hold on. Monhold made a good point. My role was as myself and not.
I need to make sure. You need to make sure that you have your character like clicked. But otherwise,
I don't see my character.
that might be wise because we're on this screen. We'll double check it if it does it again. Then, but if you have your token selected,
Make
it
sure.
do that.
I would say make sure. Yeah, you're not even
Yeah.
Dax in
yeah.
the players list. You might need to log out and then re-log in as Dax.
That's
Wait,
interesting
what do you mean
because
playlist? You shouldn't be able to see the
Oh,
playlist.
I know why. Because you selected Shadow, which is for the one shot, which is not tied to anything yet. You need to select Daxori when you log in. That was why.
I did select Daxori.
Are you sure?
Yup.
Uh-oh.
Try it one more time.
It's not letting me log back in now.
Whoa.
What?
Double uh-oh.
It's legitimately not letting me open up Foundry now.
Technical
Are you
difficulties.
trying to click the link or?
Yeah, give it a second because it has to like disconnect your connection and then reconnect it. I didn't break anything. RC.
Oh, we're audible on stream. Good. Hi, stream. I don't
Hello.
totally knew we were here.
Yes,
You didn't announce that you went live. That would have been good to know.
I did. I was literally about to say it. It's fine. I was like trying to say it, and then things started breaking.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mute the stream anyway.
Wouldn't be a Neon stream if there weren't technical difficulties.
Bro, I
Right,
don't know
chat?
what my luck has been lately with this. Yeah.
Okay, let me. There we go. That's what I wanted.
I need to redeem myself. Give me. Where's my something else?
Okay, so it's not even letting me pick Daxori. Like it's acting like it's Daxori is already in play.
That's because it is.
It's not.
No, like I
though,
can't.
yeah.
It's like grayed out.
Yeah, that means
Um,
that character's already connected.
But it's
need to give it a moment to time.
worst case scenario. I can shut Founder down and reboot it. It'll kick everybody out and restart the game. And I mean, it takes a couple of seconds to reboot everything, but that's literally worst case, and it should fix it. So if it doesn't let you reconnect here in the next couple of seconds, I'll do that because that's the quickest way to fix it. Oh my gosh! Between ISP, Discord overlay, and now this, what it? This
That
should
Doesn't
not-
want us to
Not your
D&D.
day.
Yeah, yeah.
It is the 13th, so that would have been.
Oh
It's
my
not
gosh,
Friday,
you're
but
right. That's exactly
might
it.
be.
It's not Friday though.
No, it's
It
not.
is Friday.
No,
but
it's
it's
not.
also the 14th.
Yeah,
Thursday.
Thursday.
Happy
Yeah.
Valentine, by the way.
For those in
I
the
hate
future.
I hate that holiday. So
It's not even a real holiday.
It's not a holiday. It's a corporate excuse to sell things. Despite the fact I'm still going to spoil the heck out of my wife, it is still just a corporate excuse to sell things.
But
But you-
look, it's your first Valentine as a married couple. You're
is.
like almost legally obliged to.
Right? It's a law somewhere. It's got to be.
I never
Okay.
understood that holiday.
Yeah. Is it any luck, Shadow?
nope.
Okay. All right.
That holiday is probably there for husbands who can't remember their anniversary
There
date.
you go. Everyone's going to get Das Boot, just for the record.
Yay!
I'll lick it.
Did you just
We
say
got
you're gonna
the-
lick it?
No,
He did.
So fun.
you can't
fact,
prove it.
I can.
I
Connect this
was about to say I can go back and Neon's recording.
Yep, actually,
Dun
that's
dun
true.
dun.
the infighting has already started.
I
and
know,
we're
we
not
haven't even
in
gotten in
character
game yet. The infighting's already a thing.
So for those who have not seen the last session,
I
why?
should. Yeah,
I
let's
didn't say
why?
it. And if I did say it, I didn't mean it.
Uh-huh.
And if I meant it, the boot deserved it.
Probably true. Coin as
I
Sabrina, which is the one at the bottom, not the one at the top. That's the bad one. That shows me all the spoilers.
I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot what happened the last session, so we're gonna need a nice recap.
Y'all got in a fight with each other.
I
I
don't
got
know.
upset at
After
y'all
being in a
murder
fight with some
hobos for
dudes.
Murder hoboing.
Yeah.
Neon, quick question. Have all the VODs been posted to YouTube?
Yes,
yet?
everything is up to date.
Okay.
I actually, for a second, thought yesterday I had forgotten to put 15 up, but I forgot that I actually scheduled it out. Okay.
Who just stretched
That
and
was Jesse.
deflated a balloon?
No, Jesse. That's not what I would have described it as, but sure. Okay, it is back up.
Yeah, I do that.
I'm looking at the lovely cloth texture gray thingy. So
Game paused, login, game paused, black screen. Loading welcome, 98%.
Let
there we
me
go.
try.
It not fucking load, I have black screen, suka black.
language.
Oh, I
Was
see the book.
last session or 3 minutes ago. I don't understand what RC is
Oh,
saying.
the infighting.
Oh, yes.
The answer to your question, RC, is yes.
Sorry for
Fine,
technical
RC.
difficulties. We love this.
It's
No,
Windows, the people who should apologize, honestly.
I know, right?
Fuck Jeff
Windows?
Bezos. Is he the guy who runs Windows? I don't know.
No, he's Amazon.
Fuck him too.
No, Amazon, Microsoft is Bill Gates.
Oh, yeah. If he's building gates, he might as well have built
If
have
he's
built the wall. I don't
building
know.
Gates, he might as well. All right.
Should be in
Game is
charge
up.
of building the wall. He'd be good at it.
Is everybody good? Does everybody have access? I mean, let's see. I see Othwin,
Woke up,
Alexander,
polluted a barbecued
Basil.
corpse,
Dax.
blissed a small group of low hoods. Lena stopped the story from having some knife-related quality time with the survivor.
That's a great summation.
Yeah, that's about
actually.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the little one went into a room, saw something, and came out not liking it. As we were
Actually,
about
no,
to
it
interrogate the
wasn't.
guy.
It wasn't Talita that stopped me. It was Basil.
It was Basil.
Well,
Yeah.
they're combined efforts.
Talina was trying. Basil was actually able to get through to her. But okay, well, let's just do this. Let's just jump into the recap since we're already attempting this. I'm gonna go ahead and throw us over to the play table, or yeah.
I'm just gonna put the
do this.
kettle on real quick.
Okay. Actually, I need. Oh, that's right. That screen's broken because the character images are broken. So we're just gonna go over here. Okay. And it looks like, nope, chat is broken. I need to fix chat.
Is chat broken?
On my OBS overlay. Yeah, no, chat on the OBS overlay is busted for a second, but if it's working, it should be a quick fix. But while this is going, I'll go ahead and do the recap. So, last we left off, sorry that we're just jumping into this right away. Last time on Best Laid Plans. Yes, exactly. Last we left off, our group was once again still down in the Daroon catacombs, although they're making progress, good progress at that. The group wakes up. They end up going and inspecting and searching for the supposedly deceased looter they heard/saw the night before, and found actually a pretty good potion and a spell scroll or something. They wander upstairs to where they had been, kind of had left off the night before, and they find that the 2 low hoods that were up there are now 4 low hoods, and are standing outside of a barred wooden and iron door in the hallway. Unfortunately, Basil attempting to ninja across the hallway does get spotted, and everybody hides, and the low hoods attempts to find them. Combat ensues, very quick combat, I might state. where everybody places themselves in sort of a readied position in case of potential issues. Actually, can you guys real quick test chat again for me real quick, please?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a... yeah.
Jeez, that's a massive die.
Okay, cool. That's enough. Thank
Forgot
you.
I-
That's good. Thank you. Yeah, so the group preps themselves for the potential combat that's about to ensue by preparing different spells, posting them up in certain corners and such. The group continues to slowly approach them, the group of Lowhoods, I mean, as they basically unleash their attacks on these unwitting Lowhoods. They decimate several of them right away. In fact, Merrick just destroys 4 of them with one hit with a shatter spell. As the last guy attempts to flee, Daxori unleashes her rage on this poor Lowhood trying to run away with several well-placed arrows and some very good intimidation rolls. This guy is basically wetting himself in the hallway. Dax continues to menacingly approach the individual, and Talina tries to intervene to stop Daxori from pressing further, as basically it's starting to cross a line for her. Dax actually trips over triggers a trap and takes several bolts to her torso, but continues forward. It doesn't phase her from her mission of taking this guy out in a very gruesome fashion. She continues to torment and scare the guy until Talina does intervene one more time, as well as attempts to heal the downed individual. Othwin attempts to intervene and doesn't really have much of an impact with a zone of truth. And then finally, Basil steps up and is able to calm Dax down enough that she disengages from her intimidation of this downed individual and starts to walk away. Merrick and Talina begin to question the Lowhood sergeant that's there on the ground. And Talina actually removes the bolt and helps cure up some of the injuries. While this is happening, Spitwick, our little gnome friend, wanders forward into the tunnel and disappears around a corner where there's supposedly a door. After a few moments of essentially helping this injured individual, Spitwick returns, and as he does, his face appears very pale, like all the color has drained from his cheeks. He looks very concerned, like he's just seen a ghost, and doesn't say anything and just stares at you. And that is where we're going to pick up right now. So we're going to go ahead and activate our correct scene here. And load everybody over to where we left off. Which, ignore the weird lighting effects. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. There we go. Boop.
The wall's not walling.
Yeah, I don't know why, because the wall is walling, but apparently it was a tiny little hole there, so. All right.
Hole in the wall?
I know, right?
Right, so as a note to Alexander and myself, the man has chest blood and a bloody dagger on both ends, and the dagger is bloody on both ends.
Correct, yes. As a reiteration for that, when you guys came up and investigated the injured individual, you were able to notice that there was blood on his torso that did not appear from his wounds, because you know he was injured in the back. And then there is blood on the pommel of his dagger, of his one remaining dagger, that does not appear that it would come from himself. That is as much as you've been able to glean, and then Spitwick came around the corner.
Wait.
Don't-
Oh no, I suggested him to drop his weapons. I guess he didn't drop all of the weapons.
I remember that I was questioning the guy, but when Spitwick came out, Merrick began getting up to head and see what Spitwick saw.
Oh, Monhold's right.
Since when?
Monhold in game chat in Discord was correct. I goofed. Me and Tyro both goofed.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry about that, guys.
There's
I
a
forgot
reason
that
I
that
whispered
was-
that to Alexander, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. That's my bad. I apologize.
I didn't
Oof.
see any. I didn't see anything.
It was
Huh?
not seeing anything. It was something said that. Yeah, it's fine. It's
Don't
all
worry
good. It's
about
fine.
it.
It's
Don't
fine.
worry
Don't worry
about
about it.
If
Don't
you
worry about it.
didn't hear,
We're
you didn't
moving
hear,
on.
and if you did hear, you didn't hear.
Exactly.
I did
whoa.
not hear.
So we're good. Then we're good. So yeah, Spitwick has just come back around the corner. And Talina and Merrick, you notice him come around the corner and look at you. And like I said last time, he basically looks like he's, for lack of a better term, he's seen a ghost. Color has drained from his cheeks, and he just kind of stares at both of you. And he just kind of has his arms down to his side, and it hasn't said a word yet.
That thing that we saw that we totally didn't just spoil. Can I reach that?
Yeah, you can.
Given that I'm, holding pressure presumably to his leg wound.
Yeah,
or
and
whatever
he's too distracted from the pain he's still enduring, which isn't a lot because you did. Hold on, pause. Because you did obviously have healed and removed the arrow from his knee, Peter Griffin style.
I'm just gonna try and grab it and just like
Okay.
throw it away. Not like I'm trying to throw it
Sure.
attack roll. I just want to yeet it out of his
Yeah.
range.
Do me a favor.
Right.
Just roll me a.
And I'm not gonna be subtle about it.
No, I know. Just roll me a d20, and add your dexterity modifier, just for the sake of it.
There you go. First roll of the night.
Yeah,
There we go.
I didn't think it was going to be a problem. You absolutely have no problem reaching and grabbing the hilt.
And I'll throw it in the direction of, but not at the burb. So this is gonna clank across the floor
Okay.
from me to
So-
burb.
In that case, Merrick, you watch as this happens. Othwin, you hear, I don't know, which direction is Othwin facing at this point? Because I can't remember where she left off from last time. Is she looking towards these guys, or is she looking back up further on the hallway?
I think she was facing this way.
Okay, so you watch as Talina reaches onto the downed individual, pulls something off of him, and then flings a metal object towards you. And as it and it clatters across the ground and slides, you notice there is a dagger that lands pretty much right in front of you, and it just kind of slides. It's just normal dagger, and it just slides about 4 feet from you. If you
Is
want,
it
I'm gonna do like a
shiny?
it is
Casual
shiny.
frisbee kinda
If you want to
thing.
roll me a perception check, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Hold on, I failed at putting my character sheet up. Hold
Hey,
on.
would you happen to remember who I took a cutlass away from?
That's a great question.
Because I just have one.
Would
Oh,
you
probably
take?
from-
Oh, did you give it to me
said-
from the guy we subdued in the
That's-
fight before this one?
It's probably this guy when he dropped his weapons. I can't remember, but yeah, it would be one of the guys that are dead.
No, I remember like before when we made guys surrender when we left the workshop room.
Oh, yes.
I might have
yes.
gotten his weapon.
I
Yeah.
think it was that. You took his dagger and his cutlass. That's what it was. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's why I have him.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so Othwin, you notice as this slides toward you, it is indeed slightly shiny, as it glints off of the torchlight that flickers through the hallway here. You also notice something else with the 16. Do you approach it? Something that intrigues you, something that looks out of place.
She's going for it because it's shiny.
Okay. So you walk up to the dagger, and as you approach it, you notice that, the blade's shiny, but there's also red that is dripping from the handle of it. Red liquid that is kind of wrapped and kind of encircling part of the pommel and handle and is dripping off of it.
I'm gonna pick it up.
You are now holding a standard dagger, and as you pick it up in your little burb hands, you notice that the pommel and the handle are bloody, and it's down, like it's inside of it, like it's almost part of the handle now, like it's been a little too much blood maybe.
She has a shiny dagger now.
Okay.
That's all she knows. Is all she cares about.
All right. If you want to add a dagger to your inventory, go for it.
How do I do that again?
Compendium, which is the little like book with a circle on it, which is the second from the left, or second from the right. I'm sorry. I can just do it for you actually here real quick. One second.
It's in DDB items, weapon, simple melee.
Yep, there it is. And we're gonna just drag a. Oop! You should now have a dagger.
Mhm.
Good deal.
Yay.
So while this is happening, At the top of the and at the other end of the hallway, up here, Grigor, you had just finished picking the lock on this door, and you heard the tumblers give. Basil, you've turned around and started walking back towards Dax. Dax, you were the first back here, and have kind of braced yourself against the wall, deep in your thought and emotions about what just happened. You guys would hear the sound of clanking metal further down the hall, but unless you're specifically looking that way, it would just sound like ambient noise.
Basil's just going back to keep an eye on Dax.
Okay.
But considering he can't freaking see right now, it's kind of difficult.
Oh, shoot. I keep forgetting.
It's okay. Instead, I'll light a torch.
Okay. I got you.
Yep. Just so he has
There you go.
a little bit more visible light and continuously wanders until, oh, hey.
Yep.
Then he'd just find this corner and, like, lean against it.
Okay.
Keeping an eye on Dax out of this corner of his eye and watching what Grigor is doing as well.
Yeah. Before we get to Grigor, Dax, what is Daxori doing?
She's still leaning against the wall, but she does turn and kind of move herself around the corner. Right there. But she's still leaning against the wall. I just can't put it in that. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, I almost knocked over my water. My wife just yelled, "Are you good?" I'm like, yeah, we're all good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and for Basil, from your perspective, you kind of approach this corner, you turn, see Dax, and then she kind of disappears into the darkness, which you can't tell, but she's disappeared around a corner.
Okay. Considering there's the light at the end, if I do see at least her silhouetted movement.
You would have, and then it would have disappeared.
Okay. Kind of just looking towards where this light is, and if I do see a silhouette between there and here, but just
Yeah.
kind of keeping an eye on.
Okay. Daxori, as you round the
making
corner
sure
with
she
your
doesn't
dark
run
vision,
away.
you notice the room's still empty from when you guys walked through it. There is still the door to your front left that you did see on the way in. Besides that, the room is empty. Grigor, the door that you've been interacting with, like I said, you've unlocked. Do you do anything with the door? It's actually a set of double doors, by the way.
Grigor's gonna wait until the group has convened together.
Okay. Did the three of you guys do anything else beyond kind of sit yourselves in these positions?
Dax is gonna kind of just slowly she's gonna stay against the wall, and she's kind of like leaning on it as she walks. And she's gonna kind of make her way over to this door.
Okay.
Would it be locked or unlocked?
Oh, are you gonna try to fiddle with it, or are you just looking at it?
So yeah, when she gets to it, she's going to kind of give it a small little shove to see if it opens.
Go ahead and interact with it. Okay. So the door does swing open, and it just has that ominous groan as the door swings open slowly. As the door swings open, you do see the glimmer of light at the end of the hall from what appears to be yet another torch. That, from what you're standing, can see it's on a corner. So it is very clear that there is a hall that turns left at some point. From what you can see, the very end of the hall, illuminated by torchlight, is a singular wooden coffin sitting amongst various rock and rubble.
Okay.
I want you to roll me a perception check. And it'll be just a straight roll because you do have dark vision, but it is dark in here. So just straight roll.
D20, right?
Yeah. So for perception check for you, it's gonna be a D20 with +1.
Yeah. So...
By the way, chat, for
because
reference,
I've had better luck with those
you're good.
than anything else.
Yeah, chat, you're not going to see rolls mostly from Shadow. She's rolling physical dice, so that's why you won't see it on stream.
All right, I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, gotta love it. Okay. With a dirty 20, you notice that the shape of the area in which the coffin sits, you can see that it's a recessed spot on the wall. You can see that it's very clearly an outcropping that's been carved for this coffin. With your dark vision and the angle at which you're standing, you can see that there are several other alcoves, at least 2 that you can see, a possible 3rd just in this hallway.
Okay.
And you can, with a dirty 20 roll, it's reasonable to assume you probably can expect more of those coffins.
Okay. She's gonna kind of slowly get down on one knee,
Okay.
and she's gonna examine the room to see if she can see any traps.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Let's go. I love it. Rogue's doing rogue things. Okay. As Daxori gets down on her hands and knees and she's running her hands across the stone floor of this carved stone floor of this ancient dwelling that has who knows how long it's been here or what it's been turned into numerous times, your hand feels a dip in the stone where it drops down outside the doorframe. And as your hand does that, you don't feel any sort of tripwires or anything like that, but and it does feel safe. And then as you stand up, the hair on the back of your neck stands up straight up, and you get a shiver down your spine, and this cold feeling comes over you. And you know that while you didn't feel anything, you just know if you walk in here, there's danger lurking down this corridor. You know that you need to be careful if you go in here. Not necessarily that you're going to step on a trap or anything like that. You don't feel any traps or triggers, but you know every fiber of your being is telling you there is something down this corridor you need to be scared of. Do you continue?
With Dax being kind of in the mindset she is in right now, she's going to hesitantly continue.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Okay. So, because you got that amazing nat 20 on the investigation check, I want you to make this stealth check. You do not need to make it, well, I mean, I'd prefer if you make it in-game, but if you'd prefer to roll your physical dice, I totally understand. But either way, I want you to roll it with advantage because you've already, your hackles are already raised. So it's your call if you want to make it in-game or if you want to make it physical dice. But either way, you get it at advantage.
I'll try in-game. How do I roll?
You just click the D20 that's in that image, but you're going to click the plus icon in the bottom right corner of it, so you get to roll at advantage.
Gotcha.
Whoa, that's a lot of D20s. That was a really good roll. 22, yeah. So,
ow, my ear.
Yeah, that was loud. So as you step in, your hackles are raised, and you walk so softly, you don't make a sound as your feet land on the stone floor. And as you step in, you notice on your left, you see yet another coffin. And as you continue to walk, you see another coffin coming up ahead of you, and then the one in front of you. And you recognize that you are standing in some sort of mausoleum or tomb from who knows how many years ago. Hundreds, possibly, thousands maybe. And it appears as if this place has been... It's been messed with at various points, but it doesn't look like it's been completely and utterly ransacked, as the coffins are still sealed. You do notice as you come up to the corner where the torch is, the one on your right does appear to be open and there's nothing inside of it. But the other ones are all still sealed shut.
Okay. Dax is gonna go ahead and before she even looks around this corner, she's going to try and put the torch out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can absolutely do that.
Okay. So once she puts the torch out, carefully across, as she comes up to the corner, she's going to duck. Or she's going to, not duck, she's going to lean.
Yep. And as you lean around the corner, you can easily see that there is yet. Sorry, do this. You can easily see there is yet another alcove on the right side of this corridor, and you can, from your angle, see the corner of another coffin. And as you peek down, you see another torch light. Can't see the torch, but you can see the light from it illuminating another corner that goes right. And all the way straight down, you can see another coffin straight down, like you're looking right at it. And
I can't see the light anymore.
Hang on. So if you're technically leaning, that's about what you'd see.
Okay.
Yeah. The lean function gets a little weird. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can see the light from another torch. You can see smack dab straight in front of you another coffin. You can see the corner of one off to your front right, and you can see what appears to be another alcove on the left of this upcoming corner with what you presume to be another one.
Okay. So she's going to kind of walk quickly but quietly across, and again she's going to slowly walk against the wall, making sure there's nothing in this alcove before she crosses it.
Yep, you see another sealed coffin.
Yep, and then she's going to, again, once she gets to the corner, she's going to real quick take a quick peek out.
Okay, I'm just going to move you, but I understand that you're just peeking.
Yeah.
So as you peek around the corner, you see another alcove. You see more coffins. And it's very clear to you at this point that, yes, this entire series of hallways is some sort of mausoleum or tomb where people were buried in some form of rite or ritual. Just, again, you have no idea how long ago.
Okay. So Daxori's going to go ahead and, again, put the torch out.
Okay. So as you move to the torch and turn it out, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up again. Like, it's very clear that there's danger in these tunnels. But before we go any further, we're going to jump back over while you're snuffing out the torch and see what everybody else is doing. So, jumping back to our first group, Othwin, you've just picked up the dagger. Talina, Merrick, you guys are still dealing with the downed individual, and Spitwick is still standing there looking at you. What are you two doing with the downed individual?
Do you want to go first, or do I go first?
Cookie, you could go first.
Well, almost as soon as Nick saw Spitwick's expression, he would have stopped caring about the guy because I was questioning him, like, until that. But now I would have moved to get up and go around the right side.
Okay, go ahead.
So we pass Spitwick.
Yeah. And as you come around Spitwick, you see a large door that is slightly cracked open, and you can see through the crack in the door, the flicker of torchlight is peeking through that crack in the doorway. So as you push the door open, this one swings open a little less ominous than the other one. And from your position, illuminated dimly by torchlight, along with the assistance of your dark vision, you see a gruesome sight. What you see from where you're standing at the top of this little stair rise, about 6 stairs high, so you're about 4 feet off the bottom of this chamber. There are numerous bodies that are scattered around the central part of this room. There are 2 tall stone columns that are supporting this very high ceiling. The ceiling's about 30 feet high from the bottom to the top. And scattered around basically the base of these columns are various corpses. There's blood spewed across the floor and the walls. There are scorch marks that you can clearly see from where you're standing, emanating from central points on the floor. You can kind of make out discolorations that would maybe be presumed as burn marks from here. You'd have to get closer to really look at that. weapons scattered on the floor. It looks like there was a gruesome event that happened here at one point. And as you step into the room, you can see more bodies off to the left that you couldn't see when in the doorway. And Spitwick is just standing behind you, watching you slowly walk in. He does not follow.
Who do they look like to me?
Roll me a perception check. Or perception if you just wanted to look from a distance. If you actually wanted to go down and inspect them, that's different.
I will inspect, yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and move him down towards them, and then roll me an investigation check. And as you enter the room, while you're doing this, you'll notice that there's another set of stairs on the opposite, like, caddy corner of the room that goes slightly up, and you can see another door that's closed. And then immediately to your back left, you see yet another set of stairs. That same thing goes up about 4 or 5 stairs and then hits another door. That one, basically, this is the one I'm describing here. So you can see this door, and you can see this door with the stairs while you're standing there. But yeah, so as you approach them...
Bruh.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay. So, so we're good. We got them out of the way. We got a nat 20 and a nat 1. We're perfect. So you approach the corpse, and the first one that you see, there's no way that you can distinguish who this is. And even though you rolled a nat 1, while you don't recognize this individual, you don't recognize anything about him, you recognize something. And that's that this body is burned beyond any recognition. The only reason you know it's a humanoid person is because of the shape of the body, because of what's left. Yes, there are a few like scraps and remnants of something that could be perceived as clothing left kind of draped over what's left of the body. The skin is almost completely gone. It almost looks more like a skeleton than a body, but there's still completely charred and burnt flesh on what's visibly remaining. The clothes are just black ash, and you pretty much presume if you were to touch them, they would just disintegrate. The body, this particular one has no weapon or anything. He's just a completely charred husk.
Despite the 1, can I tell, at least in the words recent or old, how old all of this is?
Yeah, and this is very apparent based on, because you guys have been traveling through these catacombs for at least a day now. So you've been able to pretty much determine what's ancient, what's not. These guys do not look ancient. These guys look relatively recent. Not only that, roll me a perception check.
All right, I need to find my character sheet again because I keep closing it. There we go. Perception.
Yes, please. That's much better.
Better.
As you are looking this guy over and you're just like, man, I can't tell anything about this guy. And you stand up, you smell something. And what it smells fresh. And that's when all your senses start to kick in. And you realize what you're smelling is the concoction and the mixture of that iron-like smell that you know is blood. You recognize that smell of sulfur and something that's burnt like ash or cinder. You recognize that all of these scents start to kind of fill your nostrils, and you recognize it's wafting in this room, which means you recognize this is relatively recent. Not like in the last 10 minutes, but recent enough that the scents haven't dissipated.
Would that smell start heading into the hallway as well?
I left the door open.
Yeah, so as the door stays open, jumping back over to Talina and Othwin, actually, so Othwin being a bird, and Talina, you being an elf with very keen senses, actually a drow, even better. Both of you guys, I want you to roll me perceptions, but both of you, I want you to do it with advantage because of your guys' unique situations.
Yes.
Yeah, both of you guys slowly start to notice that your nostrils start to fill with the faint scent of sulfur mixed with iron, mixed with ash, mixed with like that metallic like taste kind of smell, like kind of that mixture that like just all these things start to kind of drift in, and you recognize this is not something you've been smelling up to this point, and it feels very foreign to this area. And you just saw Merrick disappear around the corner, so you reasonably can assume that this smell is coming from wherever he just went.
You answered my question. Never mind.
There you go.
I point at Spitwick with my one hand that's not holding pressure, and tell him to hold pressure here, and then move that finger to the guy in front of me, like right in his face, and goes, "Don't you dare move." And I'm waiting for Spitwick to hold the.
Okay.
Hold
I have a
his own.
Yeah,
question.
he does kind of snap out of his daze and scurries over to you and follows your instructions and nods.
Excellent. Oop. I was about to drive my character, and the camera moved.
Sorry.
He's not dead, right? Like,
No, he's
just
not dead.
very badly
He's in
wounded? Okay.
pain. He's exhausted, and now that Daxori's left, he's relaxed. But he's holding pressure to his wound. He is just kind of groaning and
Oh
playing the
no!
bagpipes.
Flashbacks.
And he
I
has
forgot I
a-
had that.
Where's the dinosaur? Where's
I
the
just
dinosaur?
froze.
I don't even know what that was.
You don't recognize that sound?
What? I only heard part of it.
Dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo.
What is that?
It's the ringtone.
The
from
ring-
Nokia
the ringtone.
phones.
Oh, is that a Nokia
The ring-
ringtone? Okay.
Yeah, the
What?
ringtone that is recognizable from like Jurassic Park, the second one or something
I
like
got
that.
you. I
The
got
third
you.
one. The third one.
third one.
The Spinosaurus.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's funny. Did you guys think that was me?
No, I was just like, who the heck had that
That's
as
too
their
funny.
ringtone? Why?
Yes, that one,
Me.
Dragon.
That's
Dang it,
too
Dragon.
funny. Okay.
I forgot I had it unmuted.
All good. Okay.
This-
So yeah,
Who's not gonna?
he holds the
he's
wound
gonna
while you
walk
two
past.
basically scurry past.
I was gonna spare the dying, but he's not dead. It's fine.
Yeah. So as you guys both enter the room, you see the same thing that I was just describing for Merrick, which is this carnage that's in this room. There are bodies that are strewn over the area. You do notice, definitely Merrick more than the other two at this point, but you notice there are two scorch mark that are almost identical to each other. Actually, roll me. Well, actually, all three of you guys, because you guys are all entering the room. I want all three of you to roll me an Arcana check. I see Talina, Alexander. Did Othman roll? Oh, okay, there we go.
No, I was looking for it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Talina and Othwin, you recognize that the scorch marks, they look magical in nature. You can't quite place them. You're not sure what they are or if you're even certain, but based on what you've seen, based on the fact you're both spellcasters, you recognize that, okay, the scorch marks in this room definitely, this room has a sense that something arcane is what befell these individuals. Merrick, as you look at the scene in front of you and look at the marks on the floor, you are 1,000% certain, you would bet your life that these men were not necessarily killed by, but attacked by someone who've cast Fireball twice.
Lena, if anybody looks at her face, she looks. Whereas you'd expect somebody who would walk into this to be, I don't want to use the word upset, but like disturbed or perturbed.
Mm-hmm.
Hers is almost one of familiarity. Like, she has seen things like this before.
There we go.
Welcome to the Underdark, bitches.
Yeah, yeah. So while you guys are kind of surveying the room, I'm going to jump back up here to Basil and Grigor. So Basil, you've watched as Daxori has disappeared. Grigor, no one has come except Basil. You did see Daxori kind of disappear into the darkness, and neither one of you guys, unfortunately, neither one of you have dark vision at this point. So you guys are alone now in the hallway. Everyone that you guys, Basil, if you were to look over your shoulder down the hall, you would just see Spitwick holding pressure to the guy's wound, and your party has disappeared. The two of you are now standing in a dimly lit hallway at a large, now unlocked door with a single torch. What do you two do?
You would have heard Delena yell out the Spitwick to hold pressure. Probably.
Seeing as Basil's the one who has the torch lit right now, going to look at Grigor and suggest you should probably go down with Spitwick. I'll go try and grab Daxori.
All right, so do you guys do that?
Yep.
Okay, so Basil, you continue that way. Grigor, you would scurry down the hall and rejoin Spitwick. Basil, go ahead and stop for 1 second so I don't get too split up here because you go in opposite directions. So
You're
Grigor, yeah, I'll just do this. I'll go ahead and grab you. You scurry down the hall and join Spitwick at the injured low hood sergeant who is still injured. He's stable. He's not dying. He's not bleeding out. Spitwick's holding pressure to a bleeding leg wound, or I'm sorry, bleeding chest wound. Beside that, he's fine. Do you do anything with this individual, or do you just basically just stay with? What do you do?
I would ask Spitwick where the others went.
Spitwick looks up and he's they went that way. And he with his free hand, he points kind of down to the end of the hall and around the corner, kind of with a kind of curl of his wrist. And from where you're standing, you can definitely see the frame of a doorway and an open door at that, kind of right around the corner. Okay, so yeah, as you round the corner and see through the open door, you see what everybody else has seen, which is this carnage scene down here. And you watch as your three friends are kind of surveying the room and investigating the room. Spitwick remains behind with the injured individual. With that being the case, we're going to jump back up to Basil. Basil, as you continue through the darkness and your torch illuminates the several feet around you, you find the door you did see earlier, but now it's open. And inside, you can't see far, but you can see that there is a hallway that disappears into the darkness, and you can immediately see some sort of outcropping right around the corner to the left.
And Basil remembers looking through at least the keyhole of this door, or the door itself, earlier, so it's like,
oh, and
this was a dark, empty room.
Yeah, and you would have remembered from earlier, when you looked through the keyhole, you did see the presence of some sort of light in the distance, like way down the hall. You saw some sort of flickering light that is
super duper faint.
Yes, that is no longer there.
What have you gotten yourself into?
So, real quick, I need you to roll me a stealth check, please.
Oh, no.
Disadvantage since I have the torch up.
Nope.
Why would you even ask that? I mean, I appreciate it, but why?
Hey, I like giving myself disadvantage. Makes things interesting.
True.
16.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta figure out how to... Hang on, I'm gonna do something real quick. Because you... Okay.
Hey.
So you technically... The reason I did disadvantage is because you technically failed.
Oh.
So, as you step into this room, you step once, step twice, step 3 times, the hair on the back of your neck stands up and you hear... echo from throughout the hallway. And as
exasperated sigh.
Yes, and as that happens, Daxori, it's about this time, this is all kind of happening relatively simultaneously. It's this time that you're snuffing out the torch and you're stepping into this hallway, and you then hear throughout the hall as well, from throughout the hall, from multiple locations. Basil, as you're standing there and you hear this, you stop dead in your tracks and you kind of look around and you can hear it, and it's echoing, and you hear it once, then you hear it twice, and you hear it multiple times, and it's various distances. Then all of a sudden, right next to you, and you look to your left, and arising from the coffin to your left, you watch as this husk of a humanoid, it rises up from a now open coffin that was closed a moment ago, and there is a zombie standing about 10 feet from you that is just starting to like stand upright. And
zombie, so it still has fleshy bits.
It's yeah, not a lot. It's kind of, it's a very decomposing body, and it's very clear that something is kept some of the fleshy bits on. But before we go any further, I need you and Daxori to roll initiative. So I'm going to add you guys to This is the downside of Foundry is I have to add everybody who's involved, which is a bit of a butt. Okay. Okay, I need you guys to roll me initiative. Okay, those are good initiative rolls.
How are we exactly the same?
Because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. He rolled a nat 1 on
no.
initiative.
No. Our dexterities are exactly the same.
Yeah. So what we'll do, we'll do rollies. So each of you guys roll me a d20, either in game or a real dice, and whoever rolls highest will go first.
All right, I'm rolling mine.
Okay. You got a 12.
Flat 12.
What does Shadow get? Okay. So that actually works out well, like story-wise. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna update Dax to a 16. If it'll let me. Okay, there we go. So you're a 16. Okay. All right. I have to do something here real quick. Okay, so the way this is gonna work, we're gonna make this nice and easy. Okay. So Basil, we're gonna begin combat here. Okay. Basil, you step in, you see them step, he's 10 feet from you, and you're up first. What do you do?
Gosh dang it.
I'm just gonna do this for the sake of my screen, but you do whatever you guys want to do.
Okay. Kind of going back on instinct, not thinking of the new fancy weapons I have. Grabbing one of the hand axes.
Okay.
From his bag and moving towards the creature.
Okay. Make sure he's targeted before you do anything.
Yep. Targeted and making a swing.
Okay.
I don't believe I'm raging.
Okay.
I shouldn't be.
No, but you haven't raged yet. So, all right, so you absolutely hit him. Go ahead and roll damage. This music is way too hype for what I wanted.
A nice solid 6.
Okay. You absolutely just lop his head straight off. It shatters to the wall, and the body falls lifeless. And you've just completely just decimated in one hit.
I technically have more movement then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do.
So, sidestep, offhand slap the zombie in the head with the axe, and then what? How much further I got?
I mean, you only moved 5 feet, so you have another 25 feet of movement.
That's not what I wanted. Ruler. 25. Start moving down the hall. That would be the furthest I can go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's at this point that you come around the corner and you see another one who's just arisen from its coffin as well.
And I'm thinking that's as far as I can go.
That's your turn.
So
Yep.
End.
Okay, so Dax, it's your turn. Before you go, you notice right near you, you've seen 2 or 3 actually that are in direct line of sight from you that have all woken up. Go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and add them real quick. I wanted to do this one at a time because it makes my life easier. Actually, no, they're all gonna be 1. Sorry, I was gonna do it that way. Hold on. They're all gonna have the same initiative just to make my life easier. Yeah, it is your turn if you want to go ahead and what does she do?
So, I mean, she's surprised, of course, because she was perfectly fine, and all of a sudden now they've got these. So she's gonna jump and back for a moment, and she's going to then, she's then going to go ahead and pull out her short sword.
Okay.
And she is going to charge at the closest one? Which one is the closest one?
This one's the closest to you. By this one's only like 15, like 5, basically 10 feet for you to actually be able to swipe at it. Because if you move right here, it's 10 feet and you can hit it.
For me, that's only 5, I think.
No, because 5.
Oh,
This
no,
is
okay,
5, 10.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So she's going to charge at it. And once she gets into range, she's going to go ahead and take a swipe at it.
Okay. If you
with
want to
her
use your
short
physical,
sword.
if you want to use your physical dice, we can do that. It's up to you.
Thing is, I don't have any faith in the virtual dice.
I mean, I don't blame you. Like, obviously, the cool interaction stuff is awesome, but we've been in 16 sessions now, and I feel your pain. Not to mention the one shot didn't do you any favors either. So,
Random note: I don't know if you can get rid of that oopsie doodle. Like, I did a area
box?
effect
Yeah, I got you.
radius
Yeah.
thing by accident.
There you go.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't see it.
Yeah. So let me roll.
You're rolling physical?
Yeah.
Okay.
1d20, right?
Yeah, so you're rolling a d20, and you're using what, your short sword?
Yeah.
Okay, so your short sword is going to have a +5 to hit, so d20 + 5.
Okay. 16.
16 absolutely hits. Go ahead and now you're going to roll damage, which with your short sword is going to be a 1d6 + 3 for a piercing damage.
My 1d6 die.
Mm-hmm.
I can find it. There it is. Okay. You said 1d6 + 3?
1d6 + 3.
7.
All right, so yeah, so you come up to this thing, and how do you attack it? Do you swipe at it? Do you stab at it? What do you do?
She tries to aim for the center mass to either, depending on how much flesh is left on this thing or what its structure is, to either just cut it in half or to at least do enough damage to kill it.
All right, so yeah, you come up and you just cut it straight in half, and you watch as it sits there for a second, and then the top half slides off, and it cuts clean in half, and it's now dead.
Okay. And then with my remaining, she's going to go ahead and...
Because you still have 20 feet of movement.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm gonna move to this corner.
Okay, and is that the end of your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so now it's going to be the awakened, the zombies' turn. So they're going to go ahead and take their pitiful 20 feet of movement. So 1, 2, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the one Basil that you saw, he comes out from around the corner and he catches right in front of you as you're coming around the corner, and he is going to go ahead and take a slam attack against you. I totally realized I forgot something about these zombies, but that's fine.
I think I know the thing you're talking about.
I think you do know the thing I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, so he comes up and you hear he starts to take a swipe at you, but it's as you hear and you dodge out of the way as he swipes by you and misses you. Yes, that's correct. It's actually called something else, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'll remember it for the rest of them. Okay, so now it's going to go ahead and be the end of their turn. All right, Basil, you're back up. And you've got one who's right in front of you who just took a swipe at you.
Well, quick flip-flop because the torch was in right hand and the hand axe is in offhand. Flip-flop those quick and then take a swing at with the hand axe.
Okay, go ahead. Oh,
Sure, that'll hit.
absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll for attack.
What's that? +4 +2. Is that the proficiency? What's
Um,
going on there?
it's probably your it's got to be
Yeah.
proficiency, yeah.
Okay.
It's your attribute and then your proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damplage.
Ooh, beautiful nat
Max.
6. Okay, so you do absolutely hit it. However, hold on a second, because I wasn't doing this before. That's my fault. He needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh wow, yeah. Okay, so you do hit him, and you take down like you lop half of his head off, but he succeeded his saving throw, so he's still up.
Lovely. If I do a bit of a sidestep to keep moving around him,
Mm-hmm. You're still in his melee, so you're not open to an attack of opportunity.
okay. If I did another diagonal to get to the other side of him,
Yeah, so as long as you stay 5 feet from him, he doesn't
Okay.
get an attack of opportunity.
so basically, consider it moving around him as such, and getting that slash off, and then ending at the back, still facing him.
Okay, sounds good. Is that going to be your turn?
And then that is going to be it.
Okie dokie. So, Dax, you are up. So, yeah, as you kind of back into this corner, you hear the sound of the groaning, and you look over to your right shoulder, and you see another one coming down the hall from the other direction. You look back over to your left, and there's several more who come out of the darkness. And so you've got basically 4 that are in your 2 hallways, 2 that are about 10 feet from you.
This entire time, Dax is just throwing curses under her breath because whoever did this is basically screwed her. So she's going to. Which one would be considered closer? Ah, they're both the same. Okay. Hold on, give me one second. I have a
You're
phone
fine.
call to this.
Wait, does that mean we have to pause for a second? Because
Did Shadow say that she had a phone
yeah,
call?
had a phone call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, then yes, we'll absolutely pause for a second. If you guys all need to take a quick break, go ahead and do that while we're waiting. It's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, so what we'll do, chat, is we'll take a quick BRB. I'm going to run to the restroom. I know we're kind of like right in the middle of combat, so I apologize, but phone calls happen. So we'll be right back.
Let's hope the phone call isn't too distracting. For a moment. I mean, afterwards. Yes. I know how to words. Anyway, hi Chad, how's your day?
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No worries, we took a quick break, so I think Neon's the bathroom.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to go get something to drink.
Okay, I am back. Is everybody back?
The timing, my guy.
The timing?
You just missed. You just
What did I
missed
miss?
Shadow.
Shadow came back and then went to get a drink.
Ah, I
AFK.
love it. I love it. I just found the funniest video that just popped up on my feed. I'm gonna see if I can find it while we're sitting here waiting, because I was just giggle laughing.
My Gip game has started for this this episode already. And there's not a great GIF for zombies that isn't either a massive amount or from the Disney movie zombies.
Yeah.
Yes. Whoa, what's
Uh-oh.
Shadow?
Hello?
There we go. That was weird.
What?
You were like, and I was like, oh dear.
Mega super robot mode.
Mega super robot mode. Okay.
Yeah, no, did you see the Duolingo one that I sent? Up
I
in
need to know.
the
I
pictures
haven't
and
watched
memes?
it yet. I need to watch it. It looked hilarious. I saw like the first 4 seconds of it when the Cybertruck hit it, and I was like, that's amazing. I need to finish watching this, but I was trying to fix tech issues.
But
Yeah,
you know, I just love how I love the Duolingo social media team,
Oh,
and
it's
that they're
amazing.
just embracing that the Duolingo owl is dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in our campaign chat. Oh wait, hang on. If I can, actually, let me just do it this way.
Speaking of Duolingo, I'm gonna do it real quick.
Okay,
But we're back.
we are back.
Actually, we're not on the combat, so it's fine.
But yeah,
I was gonna
okay.
say half of us aren't there.
Well, don't worry, I got you. Okay, so it is your turn, Dax. And like I said, you have 4 undead that have just awoken and are basically headed towards you. What do?
He is going to cast Firebolt at this one. If I can select him. I can't select him. That one. Okay. So yeah, she's going to cast Firebolt at that one.
Okay, go for it. Are you gonna roll for it manually?
Yes.
Okay. So in order to do that, actually I haven't done spellcasting roll yet. So you're gonna roll. It's a D20 plus your spell modifier, which is your.
If you go to your spell list, it'll be at the top.
Well, she's a rogue. It's not up there actually. So.
It should be.
No, because rogues don't have a spell page that's laid out the same way. It's really annoying. I don't know actually what a rogue's spellcasting modifier is.
Okay, I'll just, for the sake of everyone's sanity.
All right, well, there you go. Perfect.
Okay,
So go ahead and roll damage.
All right.
So your spellcasting modifier is a +2, by the way. So we'll just remember that.
Okay.
Look at that nat 10. Look at that. All right, same thing. So he's going to have to roll a Constitution saving throw real quick. And he's I believe it's a success. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay, so it's 5 plus the damage taken, which, yeah, which actually is it's meets it beats it, which is exactly 15. So yeah, he does so he's down to 1 HP. So yeah, so you hit him and it lights the scraps of fabric that just cling to his very gross, lifeless, undead body, and they all light on fire. So he's got little flecks of fire on his body, but he's still up, looking like not for much longer.
Backstory, like, screwed.
What do?
She can't really go anywhere because she goes this way, they get an opportunity attack. They go that way, they get an opportunity attack.
Yes, but only when you leave their radius. And remember, they're undead. That's not like they have any weapons or anything.
That's true.
Did you just attack it?
Oh yeah, don't forget, Monhold's correct. You're a rogue. You have cunning action, so you can disengage.
Yeah, I was about to.
So you can run right past them.
Didn't you also have something where if you just even if you just attack them, they no longer can hit you, or is that later down the line?
Say again. I'm sorry.
I thought rogues had an ability where basically if you just attack someone, doesn't matter if you hit them or not, they can't attack of opportunity you.
I'm not familiar with. Yeah, that's later. But as a bonus action,
way high level.
Yeah, but as a bonus action, she has cunning action, so she can run right past one and then use disengage to get away from it. So yeah, you can 100% you could use all of your movement as an example and go there, and you would be able to basically run up to him and then use your bonus action to go the remaining distance and disengage, and then you won't take attack of opportunity.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, cool.
Right there.
Yep. All right.
I think.
No, one more.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go. Okay, cool. So that's your turn then. Okay, so as you end your turn, go ahead and do that before the zombies all start moving. The rest of you guys, I want all of the rest of you guys to roll me a perception check. So Othwin, Merrick, Talina, Grigor, I want all of you guys to roll me a perception check.
You know what? I'm gonna use my inspiration theory. No, I'm not.
Grigor, you're the last one I'm waiting on. Actually, we're also going to roll a...
Spitwick.
Yeah, Spitwick. Oh, all my dice are packed up. I have them in my actual DM box. Oh, he doesn't.
What, and you didn't prep your damn box?
Well,
DM?
I did, because I have my digital DM toolkit, which I have all my stuff up for that, but my physical dice are in my actual DM box with all of my my books and stuff, which is behind me. I just have to go grab it. Okay, so Grigor and Othwin, you two, the rest of you guys are focused on what's happening in this room, and you do in the distance hear what sounds like noise, but it's just kind of sounds like that ambient noise. You guys are kind of based on obviously as the crow flies, you're not that far. But because of the hallways, you're a pretty good distance from where they're at. So you guys just kind of hear the ambient sounds of clatter, barely. But however, Othwin, your burb senses, and Grigor, the fact that you are just the first one to enter this room and you're kind of the closest by the way of walking, the two of you hear what sounds like the faint sound of battle, like some sort of like the clattering of weapons on objects in the distance, back from the direction you guys came. You guys do anything? Because 2 full rounds of combat have gone by, so basically from the timeline, you guys are kind of starting to hear this while they're engaged in combat. Would you guys do anything about it?
Burb will start heading that way.
Burb will start heading. Okay, you can move her. I'd
No, I
say
can't.
you're not in combat. Oh, that's
Yeah,
weird.
but the movement is still locked to
Usually
combat,
it's I thought it was
because
supposed.
it's not our turn.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you have 25 feet of movement, right?
I believe so.
Oh no, you have more than that because you're a burb. You have.
I have 25 walk, 50
Oh, okay.
fly,
Okay,
but I don't fly, so technically I can't
Sure.
use 50 feet.
gotcha. Okay. And then Grigor, do you do the same thing? Do you start heading back the way you came, or do you stay put?
I would let the others know that it sounds like Dax already gotten herself into trouble.
Okay. So now that Grigor has said something to you guys, what do you guys all do?
Wait, sorry, I zoned out for a second.
That's okay.
You said Dax was in trouble?
That was Talina to Grigor.
Yeah, what was... No, that was Ty to Grigor's player, but yes.
Oh, that's what Grigor said.
Huh. As much as I hate this as a player, no, ignore that call for action.
Ooh, okay. So Talina is focused on what she's doing. All right. What about Merrick? Do you heed Grigor's warning? Jesse.
Merrick's doing the same thing that I'm doing, which is thinking.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, while you're thinking, Grigor.
Excuse me.
No, it's okay. Grigor. While
No, someone just went oh as I said that.
It's okay. We're not in the same room. We're not going to feel the smoke. It's fine. Grigor, after you've issued this warning to your friends, do you also head back that way, or do you stay put? If you said something, Monhole, I didn't hear you.
You were super quiet.
They're just gonna wait like a few seconds to see if the others move.
Okay. In that case, if Othwin's using her full quote-unquote turn, she would have made it there as you're issuing that. So then in that case, Othwin, you'd also make it about that far in this time frame. Unless, actually, you would make it farther because you could use your dash. Which would be right there. So that's as far as you'd get while the rest of the people are deciding what to do. So if you guys are giving it one beat, what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump back up to combat, in which case it's gonna be the nasty zombie turns. So we're gonna start with okay, he's dead. Make my life easier here. Okay. Okay, so this guy, he's going to turn around and he's going to take another swiggity swipe at Basil here. Okay, he does hit you. He's going to roll some damage. Not a lot. So
5 of the extra points then.
Say again?
I saw the overheal.
Yeah, so you're 10 HP, so it'll withdraw from your temp HP. I think, did it work? Why didn't that apply? What the heck? Hold on. Oh, because right as I clicked is the same time somebody posted something, and it moved my cursor. So it's okay. So he and as you're kind of walking away from it, just and smacks into the back of you with his large, grimy hands. And that's going to be his wonderful turn. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And now this guy is in combat order. One, two, three. All right, so and then this one. All right, so then this one catches up, turns around and catches up to Dax, and it's also going to attempt a slam attack. And fails utterly. And this one just can't get to you because Dax Warrior, you're moving too fast and just swipes and misses. And then this guy up here. One, two, three. He comes up and he is also going to try to slam you.
No.
Nope. That's a fail. All right. So, yep. And then, okay. Okie dokie. So with the end of that round of combat, we're back up to Basil. Othwin, you would be able to make it another 25 feet in that amount of time. Grigor, at this point, would you continue, or would you stay put waiting for Merrick and Talina?
Grigor would elaborate that Basil is probably also in that same trouble.
Okay, Talina and Merrick, you guys would hear this. What'd you guys do?
I'm gonna wait for his response.
Merrick looks at Talina and just kind of unbothered, just raises eyebrows.
Okay.
Our eyebrow games are on point as we just raise an eyebrow at each other.
Okay. So, Grigor, you're watching the two of them make eyebrows at each other, and so now we're gonna go back up. Basil, it's your turn.
Oh, I'm so tempted to just combat strike the one or try to grapple the one and then bash him into the other, but I can't do that.
You can certainly try. How would you like? You said
Yeah,
you
I was
want to
gonna
try.
say,
I don't-
what do you mean?
I don't know how that would work if I need to do a grapple, but doesn't that count as my action?
So I'll tell you what. Based on the circumstances, if you want to use because you're not moving, if you want to use what would be the equivalent of your movement or your bonus action to grapple, and then the other one to basically use him as the weapon and swing into the other, I'll let you roll for that.
Okay.
So you basically need to try to grapple the one.
The entire action as it sits would be drop hand axe,
Okay.
because that's going to be quicker than putting it away.
Unless you want to use the hand axe to grab him.
Am I allowed to per everything?
So, rule of cool, right? If you're
Go on,
talking
rule of
about,
cool, okay.
yeah, if you're talking about like I'm going to use the hand axe to like lock in and grapple this, and then use my other arm to like grapple him, like I can see all this playing in my head, and this isn't like super crazy stuff here.
Okay, so we're taking the hand axe around then.
Yep.
In an attack action.
Well, you're trying to
And-
grapple him, right?
Yep, in a
so-
grapple
Yeah.
action.
So try to so don't focus on the hand axe so much. Focus on the grapple.
Yep. How do you want this rolled?
Okay, hold on. Grapple is contested strength, right?
It's the grappler's athletics versus the grapplee's athletics or acrobatics.
Which I can't see because it's a zombie. So hold
If
on.
they're not proficient, then it's either strength or dex.
Okay, we'll just go with the. All right, we'll go with his dex. So,
That's critical success.
well, it's not. Yeah, it's not. My roll's not going to matter because he has a -2 to his multiplier.
Oh my
it was almost a
God.
nat 1. That was almost a nat 1. All right, it does. Yeah, so you absolutely.
All right,
so yeah, so
absolutely use.
you swing your axe with your other arm and you lock the axe into the back of the undead. Are you grabbing the weakened one that you hit originally?
Yep, taking
so-
the weakened one to fling into the one that just showed up.
So yeah, you swing your arms around your hand with the axe, stabs into the back of this meaty gross thing, and it locks in. You bear hug him with your other arm, and then you said you want to swing him into the other one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you basically in one motion grab him and swing him to the side. Okay, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna do this as he doesn't. He's an undead, so he doesn't weigh hardly anything. Especially with
I
that.
can
With that.
technically use
Okay.
improvised weapon stuff.
Okay, that's what we'll do. So you're gonna target the other one, and you're gonna make an improvised weapon strike on the other one.
And I believe I can just use my unarmed strike as our
I think it's what we
ruling.
said. Yeah.
Yep.
That's also a
Ooh.
really good roll. Okay, you absolutely hit him. So the damage for this is it's 1 plus your strength modifier.
But I have proficiency with unarmed strike due to Tavern Brawler.
Yes.
Where was my Tavern Brawler strike?
It's hold
I thought
on.
we made that, but I guess not.
No, we didn't. We were just doing things. Hold on.
let's see. Features.
Oh, it's under
Tavern
other
Brawler
features.
Strike.
That's why. Yeah, your unarmed,
Unarmed
strike
strike
uses a D4 for damage. Yeah.
So D4 plus my strength.
Yes,
and
correct.
That's it.
Yeah, D4. It's 1 plus your strength plus the D4. So D4 plus your strength plus 1.
So strength of 4 plus 1 plus the D4
Yes, so D4 plus 5.
for 7.
Okay. So he also has to make a Constitution saving throw, which is 7 plus 5, so he has to beat a 12. With a 14, yeah.
Damn.
Okay, so he has 1 HP now. Hello? There we go. So okay, but this other guy, you've already done that, and you're using him, so you basically end up. So you grab this first one, and as you stab him, he is, and it's trying to like come down and bite you. And as this happens, you swing him into the other and bash the battered, gross thing into the other battered, gross thing. And the first one, you crush his skull, and it goes lifeless in your arms. And the other one gets battered against the wall and looks like it's pretty messed up, and he's still gnawing at you. So yeah, you offed the first one and heavily damaged the second.
So close to a 2-for-1.
Yeah. Wait, where is that?
Anyways.
Okay, so that one's dead. All right, so
I'm also going to take.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Do
say,
you
'cause-
want me to use part of that as my movement action as a detriment?
Yeah, that's your action, your bonus action. I'd say half your movement.
Okay.
So
All
you
I was
have
going to
15
do
feet at
was scoot another there
Mm-hmm.
to basically keep him at arm's reach and defend myself.
Okay, so you're kind of
Or
taking
defend
a defensive
vassal.
stance then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay. So while this is happening, Daxori, it's your turn. What are you doing while you're hearing clattering down the hall with Basil's? And I will say, Daxori, you do hear sound coming from around the corner. You can't see it, but you're hearing the sound of smashing and clattering of bone on stone right around the corner.
She is going to go ahead and pull out. She still has her short sword in her hand.
Okay.
So she's going to go ahead and take a swipe at the one in front of her.
All right, go for it.
All right, where's my 1d20 die?
Yeah. Thankfully, you don't have to beat much.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
10.
100% hits.
10, well, hold on, wait, what is it? It's yeah, if it hits anyways, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
10. It's my dice plus what?
It's your dice.
5?
Hold on. It's because your short sword is I think it's plus 5 to hit.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it'd be 15, but
Yeah,
10 still
hits.
works.
Yeah.
Okay, and then 1d6.
And that's going to be 1d6 plus 3 if I remember correctly.
That was an interesting roll.
It was a what?
Interesting roll. It landed on my keyboard and it landed between the keys perfectly, so that it was you had one point pointing up and one point you keeping it between my keys.
Oh, nice.
So no number really landed.
Okay,
There
so
you
that's cocked.
You said plus 3?
Yeah, you get plus 3 to that.
6.
6? Okay. He's going to roll a Constitution saving throw. So he needs to roll an 11 or higher. Wow, dude, I'm rolling really good tonight. That's a 21 con save. So he's got what? So yeah, you take a big chunk out of his chest, and what little organs remain inside of his torso kind of flop out in this like blackish ichor-like goo and spill onto the floor, and it lets out kind of a wail as it kind of half steps back, and he's down. He's pretty injured as well.
Okay. I'm gonna use cunning action.
Okay. Oh, ignore that. That was my bad.
I mean, you just move me.
That was 25
Right
feet.
there.
Was right there. You wanna go there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, right there.
All right, you still have, I think, 10 feet of movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna end my turn there.
You're gonna end your turn there? Okay. All right, so before the mob goes, Othwin, you would have made it another 25 feet. Would she be like at this point, because you're hearing the sound of clatter and battle coming ahead, would you be like full force, like I'm running this way? Or would you kind of just be kind of making your way there at a leisurely pace?
By by this time she's gonna start sprinting.
Okay, so at that point, you're actually there, and you notice that the door that was closed earlier is now open. You can see the flicker of some sort of light coming from the doorway, and you do hear the sound of clatter and bone and smashing and coming from the doorway. The rest of you guys, Talina, Merrick, and Grigor, are you guys still staying down here, or are you guys moving at this point?
I would start moving up.
Okay. Would you be moving at full speed, or would you just be kind of like jogging your way up there?
Jogging, because
Okay.
Grigor doesn't have dark vision.
Okay.
Merrick
Okay.
says, Merrick says that someone needs to keep an eye on the prisoner,
Well, Spitwick's still with him.
and then he would begin sprinting
Sprinting.
towards. Yeah,
Okay.
there's gotta
So
be
you have-
so
you have
use a
30 feet
dash
movement,
action.
right?
Yeah,
Okay, so you'd make it there, and then you said dash.
yeah.
Oops. That's fine.
Oh, that's 35.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you're sprinting now. Talina, what would you be doing?
He raises a good point about the prisoner. So I'll go stand at the corner.
So you come around the corner, and Spitwick is still listening to your instructions. He's holding pressure to the guy's wound, and you see Grigor is now basically, at this point, you guys are all kind of running kind of in tandem into this corner. All right. Back up over here to the insanity that you guys have unleashed. All right. So they're going to go ahead and take their turn.
This isn't a you guys unleash. This is a vassal. I'm taking
Technically,
blame.
that's true. That's true.
Vassal's taking full blame.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the one follows you, Dax, and is going to take a swipe at you. And fails utterly. Takes a swipe, and you're too fast for him, and you're able to dodge him pretty successfully. Then the one Basil that just got battered into the wall kind of rights itself a bit, turns and takes a swipe at you.
It'll make contact.
Yep, that one actually does hit. So he's going to roll for damage, and he gets a little measly 2. So he's going to do 3 points of damage to you. So he just kind of rights himself and just kind of swipes both arms forward and strikes you in the chest. Gets some scrapes across your chest. Nothing super bad. It's more of a scratch than anything else.
Magical force field takes the hit.
Yeah, takes a lot. It pretty much takes all of it. Yeah, almost except for 1 point. All right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, that's going to be their turn. All right, Basil, you're up again. And actually, while we're doing this, Othwin, if you want to go ahead and roll initiative, since you're close enough now. I just added you to the turn order, so if you want to go ahead and roll initiative, you can. But it is Basil's turn. Ooh, that's a really good... All right, that's a really good initiative roll.
We're gonna... Since I've got the hand axe at the ready, we're just gonna keep using the hand axe.
Okay.
Although I would have loved to just drag the guy, rip his arm off, hit him in the face with it, and move on.
I mean, I let you use one as a weapon, so, you know.
Yeah, okay. A little bit winded and a little bit off center after the last one, so I missed that.
No. Yo, you hit him.
Did I? Oh.
Yeah, you hit him.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, these guys
he's
are
an
easy to
undead
hit.
zombie. It's not like you're fighting a lich. Like, you're good.
These guys are easy to hit, okay. Yeah, bonk. I didn't need that much anyway.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, you just basically, whoa, and swipe your axe, and it falls over dead.
Right down into the brain case, rip
Yep.
the axe out as it
Yep.
falls over, turn around to continue the hallway. Actually, I still have my movement, don't I?
You sure do, and now you don't have to worry about attack of opportunity because you just killed him.
So, we've got... Let's go that 20 feet first.
If you just hit spacebar when you're doing that, it'll move him.
I
to that
know.
point. Okay. just
Well, I
making
have
sure
to
you do that.
control. I thought I had to control.
No, just spacebar.
That's only if I'm making. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So there. Oh, hi, Dax.
So you
It's
as
control click if you want to make several waypoints.
yes. So as you continue this way, all of a sudden Dax illuminates in the brightness of your torch, and you see she's engaged in some sort of tussle here with one of the zombies, and then in the darkness, right at the edge of your vision, you can see the glowing eyes, 2 more sets of glowing eyes directly down the hallway.
Gotcha. Well, Basil will come up basically right next to Dax's combat position and situate himself. Torch in one hand, hand axe in the other.
Okay.
Kind of just watching Dax Ori out of the corner of his eye, but then eyeballing the zombie and being ready.
All right. Is that your turn?
That is everything.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and end your turn. Dax, you're up.
She's not gonna say anything, but she is going to kind of side eye at Basil and then acknowledge that she knows he's there. Before taking another swipe with her short sword at the zombie in front of her.
Okay.
To +5.
Mm-hmm.
7.
Oh, okay. That one actually misses. Yeah. So Basil's presence kind of throws you off for a second, and you swipe, and you catch a piece of his flesh and rip it out, but it doesn't seem to do any damage or make any kind of contact.
Okay. That's going to be the end of my turn.
Okay. All right. So the first one here, he is going to swipe back at you because he's already engaged. So he's going to go ahead and.
Oh, he's engaged.
I
Congratulations!
knew someone was gonna say, "Oh, that's
God.
oh snap! That's
Oh,
a
God.
That's a nat 20." Okay, so he's gonna roll for damage, and I gotta remember to not hit critical in Foundry. I just need to double the dice, which is gonna be 6. 6 plus 1 is 7, so it's gonna do 7 points of damage.
Oh, and I don't know why I still have these temporary hit points. They were all removed during my
I think
figuring of the trap.
I thought he re-added them. I thought Ty re-added them. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, either way, you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as he swipes at you.
So yeah, I should have 21 health.
Yeah, you have 21 health. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So he swipes at you, and then let's see, 1, 2, 3. This one's gonna run up and he's gonna see fresh meat, and he's gonna attack. He's gonna attack Basil. And he misses with a 14. So he swipes at you, and you basically just kind of grab his arm and shrug it off. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that, yeah, Talina did another breakfast speech, so you all had the temp HP back. So the temp HP should have been there. That was correct.
I don't remember that.
It was after.
I
It
have
was after
0
the long
out of 1
rest.
use since short rest, so I've definitely used it since we last rested.
Yeah, it was during the rest that you guys had when you guys all slept in the in that one chamber.
Yeah, and then we got into the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't you use it before that fight? And then I triggered the trap, and the trap removed all of the temp I had.
Oh, yes. Yes, it did. Good memory. That's correct. Yeah. Yep. This one's actually not going to move. This one's actually going to move right here. And he is going to take a swipe as well. And he misses horribly. Yeah, so the first one gets you, and then you're kind of on the back foot, and the other one comes in at you, and you basically just swipe his arm off with an upward swing. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That is going to be their turn. All right, so now, before Othwin, before you go, Grigor, you said you're full sprinting, correct? Grigor, you said you're full sprinting back towards where you came?
Yeah, Gregor would be full sprinting until it gets into the darkness.
Okay, well you're still in light, so you're full sprinting. You're coming up on the darkness. Merrick, are you still full sprinting as well?
Yeah.
Okay, you full sprint down the hall as well. Talina, when you come around the corner and you're seeing your friends just full on running down the hall, are you following or are you staying put?
Does Spitwick look at all concerned and...
Spitwick looks confused and he looks at you as seeing them run. Like, where are they going? What's going on?
Apparently there's trouble, but and she just like walks behind him. And like
Okay.
not sprinting at all, just casually like following them.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so now, top of the round, Othwin, it is your turn. You are in initiative order now. The flicker of light that was coming through the hallway, it seems to be going away, but you can still kind of make out glimpses of it with your dark vision. Oh, coughing fit? Okay, no worries. Oh, sorry, Ice Dragon. Hugs for you.
Sorry.
No, do not apologize. I'm sorry sorry you got the coughs.
No apologizing for sick.
Yeah, no sick apologizing. Not allowed.
Fuck the flu.
Legal.
Yeah. Flu bad.
Alright, where am I going? Oh, that door.
Mhm.
I can go. Phew.
Yep. And so as you come around the corner, your burb eyes show you can see 3 corpses, very, very old corpses, but also like look freshly injured. One immediately to your left in an alcove on a heap of rubble on the edge of an open wooden coffin, and then there are 2 down the hallway that look to be like they were attacking something and then have been slain right there in the middle of the room. At the far end of the hallway, you see Basil and Dax looking around the corner away from where you can see, and you can hear the sounds of scuffles and battles and...
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to grab my person, not the word. There we go.
All right, so you use your full motion.
Yeah.
It's Donald the Duck.
Yep. And so as you get closer, you see, like, barely see around the corner the edge of what looks to be one of the undead that you're standing next to, but upright and swiping and tussling with Daxori.
That's all I can do for now. So
Okay.
I'm waiting my turn.
All right, Basil, it's your turn. Daxori, you're on deck.
Okay, so quick little thought.
Okay.
And I want to rule a rule kind of read on this one.
Okay.
Swapping spots with allies.
Technically, that is an actual battle maneuver called bait and switch that you have to have a fighter class to do. But
Then we will ignore that.
I was gonna say, yeah. So that's an actual thing. So unless you, what were you trying to do? Just swap with Dax?
Basically,
or...
swap places because Basil's noticing there's more enemies near that portion
Mm-hmm.
and would rather have himself be in the front of the fray.
So
But
well, if that's the case, then bait and switch basically just does it, right? There's just a thing that you do and it happens. But if you and Dax like agree, like, yeah, I want to do this, you guys can each sacrifice 5 feet of your movement speed to swap places. And then Dax, when your turn comes up next, because you guys are right next to each, your turns are right in order of each other. So if you guys want to do this, you guys can sacrifice 5 feet of movement speed each to swap places, or some combination of that. That's up to you two.
So the question displays itself in character as Basil looks to Dax and is a simple switch.
Dax would nod.
And then on that note, fanciful turn, switch, we both switch places.
Go ahead and move Basil for me.
Pop.
There you go.
And then on that note, I'm also going to stay targeted on this one
Okay,
and take a swing with the hand axe.
go for it. Absolutely hits. No question.
For another max damage.
Yeah, and you just obliterate him. Like literally you hit him and he almost collapses into multiple pieces all over the floor. He's dead.
and then ending the motion. Because, yeah.
Okay, so Dax, once Basil ends his turn, Dax, you're up.
Again, short sword's gonna swing at this one.
Okay, go for it.
21.
Oh, absolutely hits. Like,
Right, and then it's 6 damage.
okay. So he's gonna need to roll a con save. He needs to hit 11 or higher. Which he doesn't. Oh, he hits a 13. Okay, that's right. He has a +3 to it. Okay, so yeah, so he does beat it. So he has 1 HP. Yeah, so you hack off both of his arms just in one motion. He's lunging at you, and both arms are gone, and he's still standing up with his head.
Okay.
All right. Is that your turn? You still have 25 feet of movement and your bonus action if you want.
Did this zombie just tis but a flesh wound?
Yes, he did. 100%. He just Monty Pythoned her.
I have 2 legs. Well, you could have 1.
Yeah. Is Dax gonna do anything else?
Oh, no, sorry, I meant to end my turn.
All good. Okay. So first things first is, hang on one second here. Okay. All right. So the one that Dax you just cut, he's gonna I say swing. He's gonna try to headbutt you because that's all he can really do. So he just like brings his head down towards you. And actually, you know what? What we're gonna do here is we're gonna do this. Okay, so yeah. So not only did he miss, because he's bringing his head down and he's a zombie, and because he did not successfully hit you, I want you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Alrighty.
And I'm just gonna say the AC is his failed 10. Like his attack is what you're trying to beat.
15.
Yeah, 100%. So as he brings his head down, you maneuver yourself in such a way that his head comes down and hits your knee. Like you basically position yourself so he headbutts your knee, and his head just explodes on your knee, leaving a bunch of gross, grimy goo all over your knee, and and then just this lifeless body crumples to the floor. The other one is going to attack you, Basil, with his attack. He still has both his arms. And he does indeed hit you. So he comes as you switch, and you're ready for it, but you also kind of caught off guard. So he kind of catches a piece of you and only does 2 damage. All right, that is going to be their turn. It is now Othwin. It is your turn. Basil up next. Real quick, actually, before we go too far, Grigor, you would have made it another 60 feet, and actually I need you to roll me initiative as well. You just cleared into the zone here, so you are now in initiative there. And then Merrick, you are I need to hit the button. All right, so Merrick, actually you're close enough. I'm gonna have you roll as well. Talina, are you just moving at a leisurely 30 feet per turn basically, or are you speeding up at all?
No, I'm not speeding up. I am going to give Alexander a bardic inspiration before he turns the corner, though.
Oh, okay. That's a ridiculously good initiative roll. Okay.
It literally bordered on a 1
Yeah,
before
that's
landing on that.
Wild. Okay, so
that's 60 feet, so I do need to move to 30 first, but yeah.
oops, that's 35.
I can move 35.
Yeah, sure you can. Okay, so yeah, so you follow, and Merrick and Grigor, as you guys are running into the darkness, Merrick, you feel yourself suddenly inspired with the how do you inspire Merrick from behind him? Is it what do you do?
I'm muffling my excessive sighing by playing a tune. It's like, to her, it's just absent-minded, like, playing of the lyre to, like, get emotions out. But it almost sounds like, I don't want to call it combat music, but like, like a rousing, let's get shit done kind of tune.
Okay. So you hear this weird music coming from behind you, and you suddenly feel yourself inspired, Alexander. All right, so you guys are now in initiative order, but we're going to start with Othwin because you guys just basically entered the range here. So Othwin, it is your turn with Basil up next. Daxor, you're going to be right after that.
Okay, we're gonna start with movement. We'll go here first.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. I'll move mindful. There we go. Is this something right here, or is that just the wall?
That's the inactive torch.
Okay.
Yeah, it was lit earlier, but Daxor snuffed it out.
Okay. It looks weird. We are going to make sure I have the thingy selected.
You
That'd
have
be
him
helpful.
selected. Yes, you have him selected.
And we're gonna Sacred Flame.
Okay. He needs to roll a... Oh, I'm so glad it's a dex saving throw. He has a -2. Oh, a 5 with a -2. 3. Utterly fails it. So, yeah, go ahead and roll your damage. Yeah, so he bursts. All of a sudden, you come around the corner and he bursts into flames, and he's now on fire on his scraps of clothing and stuff, and takes about half damage. Pretty good.
It's my turn.
Okay. Basil, you're up. Dax, you're next. Grigor, you will be after Dax, so if you want to be thinking about what you're going to do.
Okay, so don't shrink the window. Anyways,
I don't recommend that. It does not help your situation.
we are going to ask this zombie its final question.
All right.
I love when the dice enjoy my puns.
100%. That nat 19 with a dirty 25. Just, yeah. All right. Well done. Yeah, just go ahead.
And for the low, oh my god.
How do you want to do this?
This one is getting its head lobbed clean off
So you
as I move forward.
So you
So
you
it's
take
just casually walking forward direction,
Mhm.
staring basically at the one in front of me,
Mhm.
and lobbing that one's head off as I approach.
So as you do this and you hit his head just with all the strength your arm has in it, it lops off like a soccer ball and just yeets itself down the hallway. And Othwin, as you come up around the corner and you cast the Sacred Flame, you're watching as Basil's stepping into the hallway and swipes with his right hand, and you just watch as this thing flies across the back of the hallway and clatters over here into the rocks. And he did.
And that is Basil's turn as he steps over the corpse,
Okay.
the re-corpse.
Yep. The
And,
re-corpse.
Readies everything.
Okay.
Yay.
So, Daxor, it's your turn.
Dax is going to. I can step over this zombie, right?
Yeah, he's dead. He can 100% step over him.
All right. So she's gonna step over him, and
Mhm.
with her short sword, she's gonna try and cut off both of his arms or head again.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
There is called shot for limbs, by the way.
There is, but for the purposes of what we're doing, I'm okay with just taking a swipe at it.
I
22?
figured, just as friendly reminder.
Yep. What'd you roll?
22.
Oh, 100% that hits. Like, they have an AC of 8. You're fine. And it's going to be that 1d6
7.
plus 3. 7? Okay,
Yep.
so this one does go down to less than that, so we're going to do a con saving throw. So it's, you said it was 7 points?
Yeah, 7 points of damage.
All right, so he needs to roll a 12 or higher. That is, okay, yeah, so you kill him. So how do you do this?
So Dax goes in and she goes ahead and she cuts off his arms
Mm-hmm.
and then quickly comes back, quickly turns her wrist around and comes back and just swipes his head clean off.
Nice, yeah, and just his head just, and it falls. It basically, the sword goes underneath it, so the head kind of spins backwards and falls to the ground and breaks. And as you do that, you hear a sound, and you look over your left shoulder, and you see another undead has appeared on your left, down at the very end of the hall in the darkness.
I'm going to use my cunning act. I'm going to 530, and I've already used. That was, what was that? That was 10. So I'm going to go 20. Yeah, so I'm going to go down to here.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, you don't even use your cunning action because they're all dead.
Okay, and that is going to be the end of my turn.
Okay, Grigor, you are up. And you're kind of in darkness right now, so I mean, you know, I mean, obviously you kind of know where you were earlier, but you know, it's dark.
I'm gonna use my first 30 feet to move along the wall to the door.
Oh, towards the door, towards the door. You know where it was earlier. That one. Like along this wall here, like this way.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna. Oh, sorry. That's what I meant to do. So you said you're gonna use your. Oh, you're doing it yourself. I'm sorry. I thought that was me. Go ahead. Okay. So you're kind of holding your hand along the wall, and you do find the door. And as you get to the door, you can see a light coming from the end of the hallway. So you can kind of make out some details. Oops. Sorry, you can kind of make out some details. You do see Othwin being illuminated by a light that's coming from around the corner. So you see where you can go. Do you want to use the rest? Do you want to use your dash action, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna dash toward the light.
Towards the light? Okay. Go ahead and move yourself another 30 feet. And as you reach the end of your 60 feet, you're kind of getting a little out of breath. You see the back right corner of Basil's shoulder, his right shoulder. All right. I believe that's your turn. Okay. So he charges up at you, but he basically gets to about where Dax is, and he's going to basically try to take a swipe. And misses completely. All right. That's going to be... Okay, Alexander, it is your turn, sir. And then actually, while that's happening,
whoopis.
would Talina still be moving while Alexander is doing his thing?
Yeah, you should, but like at a leisurely pace, not sprinting.
Okay, so just the regular 30 feet. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. But yeah, Merrick, it is your turn.
Where did I see him run? To the left?
Grigor? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have dark vision, so you see the door open, and you can see
1,
light coming
2,
from the end of it.
3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30.
And as you enter the door frame, you see Grigor running down the hall. You see Othwin at the end of the hall, and you can see the glow of a torchlight illuminating from around the corner.
Where's the ruler? No, I did not mean to close the door.
The same thing Othwin did.
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, and so as you get there, you can
That is it.
now see... And mind you, you and Grigor both, as you guys are entering this, you see several corpses, some undead corpses scattered throughout the hallway. And when you get to the edge here, Merrick, and you look around the corner, you can see two more... actually, three more, one underneath Basil's feet, and you can hear the sounds of coming from further down the hallway.
All right.
All right, is that your turn? Okay, Othwin, you're up. Vassal, you're on deck.
Oops. I'm gonna go here.
Okay. Yeah, so as you step around the corner, you can now see one more undead further down the hall engaged with Daxori.
40 feet.
Mhm.
I almost forgot again.
One day we'll learn. One day. All right. Making a dexterity saving throw. Yep, he failed. Go ahead and roll damage. This is the great time to use all those cantrips that were never working before. Oh, there you go. Okay. So he needs to roll a Constitution saving throw. He needs to hit a 11 or higher. He didn't. All right. So how do you want to do this? How do you do this?
Well, because our friendly barbarian's in the way, it's going through the legs.
I love it. I'm so here for this.
Straight, pretty much like through the zombie.
I love it. So, Othwin, you come around the corner. Basil, you look up from lopping the head off of this one and the one being downed in front of you, and you look further into the hall and you squint, and you could just make out the glowing eyes and the soft glow of the fire and hair on Daxori's head. And all of a sudden, you hear the sound of arcane whooshing, but not from over or next to you, from between your legs, and this spell just zips through the air underneath your legs and then disappears into the darkness. And then this column of fire appears in the middle of the hall, illuminating for a brief moment as the zombie engulfed in flames. And then as quickly as it erupted, snuffs out, and he drops dead. All right. Okay. Othwin, is that the end of your turn? Oh, it looks like it is. Okay. All right, cool. Basil, you're up with Daxori up next. And then Grigor after that.
Okay. Basil's going to basically continue down the hall. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. And I'll say, as you reach this point, and the sounds of whatever just happened to start to dissipate for a second, you hear in the distance echoing from further down in the darkness.
Readying defensive kind of stance.
Okay.
For whatever rolls around the corner, and that's all that's going to happen.
Okay. All right, so Daxori, you're up. Grigor, you're up next.
I'm going to I'm just going to go. So there's 25. Oh, Lord, look at that. More friends.
So as you round the corner, you find the sound of the source of that sound you and Basil just heard, and see what appears to be only 3 more undead that are kind of wandering the hall in your direction.
Okay. Dax, with her short sword still one hand, is going to summon a flame in her other.
Okay.
And she's going to cast Firebolt.
Okay. Go for it.
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll damage. All right, so 2. Okay. Yeah, so you hit him and it scorches and singes the front of his torso, but he's still upright. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, that's gonna be then my turn.
Okay, Grigor, you are going to be up. Alexander, you're going to be up next after the zombies.
We're just gonna continue moving forward.
Okay. The light that was originally there has disappeared back into the further down the hall. You can kind of make out the faint glimpse of light that's kind of erupting from that hallway, but yeah, no main source of light. So cautiously moving down the corridor, and you can kind of start to make a little light come around the corner. And then you do feel the corner, the edge, and you feel the hallway cut left, and so you realize you found the corner.
And now I'm going to use the rest of my movement.
Okay. So you following with your hand, you come around, and you realize you've just passed Othwin, and now you see light coming up ahead of you, and you see Basil standing there in the bright illuminated light, and you can just make out some sort of glowing orange color that you know is Daxori's head further down the tunnel. All right, is that your full turn?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and end your turn for me. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it just has enough. Okay, so this first one's going to come up, and it's going to try to take a swipe at Dax. A nat 4 does not hit. Dax, you're prepared for it, and you just sidestep, and it just completely misses you.
Okay.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's going to be all their turn. All right, Alexander, you're up. Othwin, you're on deck.
Do I see things?
Yeah, you 100% see things. You see at the very end of the tunnel with your dark vision. I mean, you obviously see everybody. You see Othwin standing right next to you. You see Grigor and Basil illuminated by torchlight in the middle of the hall. At the very end of the hall, you see Daxori facing off to 2 undead creatures that are standing upright and moving in her direction. Obviously, see everything else around you: the open coffins, the rubble, the dead bodies everywhere. There's just there's undead just scattered throughout these halls. What was that? Ah, ooh, fireball. Okay. Yeah, absolutely hits. So yeah, go ahead and roll damage on that.
Damage.
Mm-hmm.
Normal.
Yep.
Very normal.
Okay, so he's going to roll a Constitution saving throw. So he needs to roll a 13 or higher. That's a 19. He absolutely succeeds. So he's got 1 HP left. So yeah, so the firebolt rips through the room, whizzes right by a Basil's head, illuminates and lights him on fire, and then sizzles out, and he's left with some charred remains and little flickers of fire still left on him, and he's still standing upright, kind of singed and scarred.
It is the owl.
Okay, Othwin, you're up with Basil up next. And Othwin, you can at least see 1 right now. And now you see 2.
Oh. Wait, hold on. Don't. Did I do that? Misjudge that?
What are you trying to do?
No. Okay.
You're good. All right, so he needs to roll.
It looks farther than I thought.
Oh, he rolled it. Oh, he actually succeeded. Wow, this one apparently is more dexterous than the rest of them. All right, so yeah, so the flame on this one, and it singes right past his shoulder and hits the wall.
Alright. That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. Basil, you're up. Dax, you're up next. And Basil, you can just make out on the edge of your torchlight, you see one moving like across you. And then you do make out, you can hear sounds of several more in that, in that general area.
All right. Well, to approach. Oh, hello.
Now you see
Looky
two.
there.
Yep.
What we's gonna do is get right into the fucking middle of things.
As barbarians do.
Look at this one. Start making out that there is one more.
Mhm. Yep.
Roll eyes as in is this ever going to end, and take a swing.
Don't make out with the zombies.
All right, roll damage.
A good 8.
And yeah, you just lop off his head one more time.
And turn.
All right, Dax. Basil's just come to your aid. He's lopped off the head of one of them. You got one more in front of you. What are you going to do? And Grigor, you're up next.
Seems like I'm having better luck with my short sword, so she's gonna swing with her short sword again.
Okay.
20, well, dirty 20.
Oh, absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
4.
4. Okay. All right. He got to make a con save, which means he needs to roll a 9 or higher. All right. Yeah, he succeeds. Okay, so he's got 1 health. Okay. So yeah, you take off a whole chunk of his chest and part of his left arm, and it flops down to the ground next to you, and he kind of as he still stands in front of you.
And I think end it there.
Okay, Grigor, you're up. Alexander, you're going to be up next.
Continues moving forward.
And then Talina, I'm actually gonna have you. You'll make your one more move here, and then I'll have you roll after this.
Okay. I actually have a thing I'm going to do, so let me take the dirt popper.
You want to? Okay, I'll go ahead and.
Yeah, I just want to move straight up.
Okay.
And then look in.
Okay.
I can see just the one. Do I?
You can
So
go
I
first.
obviously hear the sound of combat.
Mm-hmm.
Does it sound like at all like I'm hearing sounds of pain from any of my allies?
As of right now, no. You're only hearing the sound of metal on bone, metal on stone. You're hearing the sounds of arcane use and fire kind of whooshing. You hear clattering of what could be metal or not plastic, metal or like wood or bone on stone. But no cries of pain such as of right now. Not now that you're getting closer, anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn towards Spitwick and just give him this, like, everything's good, we're under control, thumbs up, smile kind of thing. I'm not sure whether he sees it
I
or
was
not.
gonna say from 140 feet away,
know.
he just sees you hold your thumb up, and that's basically it.
Yeah, like, yeah, we got this. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
And you just see this tiny little gnome hand, what you assume is a thumb up.
Cool. I'm gonna just stay here until I don't see the.
Yeah, you can roll initiative now.
Right.
And Grigor, it's your turn.
Yes,
Oof, nat 1.
yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. All right, Grigor, what you doing, bud?
I'm going to attack the zombie in front of me.
Okay, go for it. Good hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Dirty 20. Gotta love it. Okay. And he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. He needs to roll a 10 or higher. It's a 12, so he is okay. So he has... Oops, not 51, just 1. There we go. So yeah, so you come up and you take a swipe across him and cut off a chunk of his chest comes apart, and you leave a pretty good slash on his arm, and he just comes at you. All right, anything else you want to do?
Nope. That's me ending my turn.
Okay. All right. So next up is actually Talina. So Talina, this would be the start of your initiative, which is at the end of everybody else.
It's my spot.
Technically, she didn't.
I'll just walk up and there's the dead corpses.
Yeah, you see multiple undead in this corridor.
Would I recognize these as undead?
You could clearly tell that these are undead zombies that are no longer undead, but are actually dead.
Is this coffin closed?
No, it's open.
It's open.
Yeah, it is now open. And the one that's there is like dead, like on part of it. It looks like it stood up at the base of it and then was killed before it could even get out.
Yeah, I'll stay here.
Okay. All right. So in that case, go ahead and end your turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And last two guys here. First one is going to be this guy. He is going to actually attack Grigor here. Gonna swipe at him. Oh, he does hit him, actually. Okay. And gets a whopping 3 damage. So, Grigor, you run up, and as you swipe at it, it actually lunges at you and kind of catches you off guard and smashes into you with both of its arms, just trying to rip apart your armor, and doesn't really get you so much more as it hits some sort of barrier, and you feel that temp HP that Talina gave you kind of take a knock. That's going to be its turn. And then the other one is going to saw Basil come up here, and he's going to attack Fresh Meat. That one hit. Wow. Jeez. Okay. Same thing. 3 HP. 3 hits. And so, yeah, it comes up, and it smashes into you as well. With its right arm, because its left arm is just missing. It's basically a nub. And that is going to be their turn. And Alexander, it is your turn. Othwin, you're up next.
I lost the ruler. There we go. Get a bit of a better shot.
Yeah, now you can see both of them.
Both of them. There's another one. Oh.
Yeah, right there. Here and here.
Well, the one down left, even if I see from where I'm standing, I would think it's entirely blocked by Grigor. And as to not...
Yeah, he's directly in your way. And unfortunately, unlike Othwin's clever maneuver of going underneath Basil's legs, you don't have that as an option because you and Grigor are about the same height. You could use You could use your bonus action for a little extra movement and kind of zigzag over a bit.
Nah.
Oh,
okay.
Snap. Wait, is Chill Touch? I thought it was is that a ranged attack?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Oh, snap.
It's a ranged cantrip.
Which one were you targeting?
I am targeting the one that's near death.
Okay, this one? Well, they're both near death. So is it this one?
Oh, the one next to Dax,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. What
Basically, as I... what?
Hold on. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 necrotic damage. Oh, okay, so you can go ahead and roll damage. And actually, you get to roll damage but you're doubling your dice roll because you got a critical, because you got a nat 20.
How do I do that?
So just roll for damage, and then we'll just double the damage dice.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So you're basically rolling 2d8 necrotic, essentially.
Normal.
Oh. Wait,
That's to hit.
that was to hit.
Wait.
You're not rolling that. You're
Oh,
rolling
wait,
damage.
shit.
It's fine. We have
Normal.
our first roll.
Stop wasting the good numbers.
Right? Okay, so you're doing 6 necrotic damage, which doesn't matter because he has 1 HP, so it's fine. So actually, wait a
Well,
minute.
it might matter depending on.
Okay, we're good. He's not. Yeah, that's fine. So it and it just falls over dead.
Doesn't it get the undead resistance thing?
No, he already survived that one. It only do it once.
Oh, they only have it once? I thought they had one once.
No, I've just been doing it once because you guys had plenty to deal with. So yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep. Otherwise, we'll be here forever and ever and ever, and it's ridiculous. So yeah, so Chill Touch completely just, and he just becomes this purplish frozen entity and just falls over dead. All right. You still have your bonus action left.
Enter.
Okay, Othwin, and it is your turn. Basil, you're up next.
No.
Meow.
I can seize
You can seize.
this motherfucker.
What does Baby Burb do?
Baby Burb is Sticker Flaming. Because fuck wasting spell slots.
I feel that. Oh,
Oh,
it was
wow.
an 8. It was an 8, and it rolled back to a nat 20. So he succeeds. Oh,
That's
no.
just rude.
That was so mean. That hurt my soul.
That was rude.
That was so mean. All right, yeah. Unfortunately, his dex, he sees you coming, and he kind of like lumbers forward towards Grigor at the same time, and it goes right over him. All right.
Nah, I'm not gonna waste any spell slots.
Okay, Basil,
And then
you
they-
are up. Daxori, you're up next. Grigor, you're right after that.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Target acquired.
Sounded like Toll the Dead just got cast.
Sorry.
No,
I'm just,
you're fine. I just think it's funny. It was the perfect tone.
going here and then doing a sidestep
Ooh, okay.
before
Oh, you
slicing.
trying to get yourself into a flanking position, are you?
Not necessarily.
I mean, that's what you just did.
I was seeing if there's any more down the hallway before I started attacking.
I mean, from what you can see, you can't see anything. You don't see
Yep,
or
that's-
hear anymore. But
That's
as of
why
right
I
now,
went
you're
a
focused
little
on
bit
this guy.
further and then backed up to attack. So, bam.
Well, you do get advantage on the attack because you are flanking him, but it doesn't matter because you hit him, so go ahead and roll damage.
Eight.
Okay, this one did also survive his thing before, so how do you do this?
This time, running right to the side, taking the hand axe and bringing it solidly deep into the upper torso, giving enough force to knock him over as I rip the hand axe back out,
Ooh, okay.
and basically keep looking down the hallway for more.
So as you do this, it rips out, and he falls to the ground dead. And it's at this point that you stand there, axe in hand, looking around, and all of you guys take a beat, and you listen. Nothing. No more groans. No more raspy moans or gravelly voices or anything like that. Nothing.
Basil's first reaction is to look around again for the person he was coming to find in the first place. And recalling that she was back here, moves to step. And it's basically just giving
Mhm.
kind of a look of, are you okay? He's not trying to push anything. So he's giving a look of, are you okay, over to Dax.
She's gonna look at him, and she's got her hand like holding onto her shoulder but she's also trying to kind of playing it off. Yeah, I was fine until you did whatever you did. What the fuck did you even do?
Stepping closer. I entered the room.
So didn't I, and I didn't wake up the entire frickin' neighborhood.
But what would have happened if you woke them up when you were way down here?
I would have dealt with it, but I was being quiet.
Going off on your own in the middle of a crypt is dangerous. You should have at least let me come with you.
I want to be alone. Give me some time to think. And with that, she kind of, it kind of like, what's the word I'm thinking of? There's some venom behind that. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's about this time
Maybe
as you
Fred-
two are talking, that Talina, if you're moving along the corridor, which I believe you said you were.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check the coffins as I pass them.
Yeah, every coffin you pass is open and empty. Alexander, you and Othwin as well, if you guys are moving at all, would probably be entering the room around this time as the two of them are conversing rather heatedly in front of you. Grigor is nowhere to be seen at this point. He's disappeared. Talina, you don't see anyone else until you round the corner and you see the rest of your friends down the corridor illuminated by torchlight that Basil's still holding. And you're like walking and climbing over multiple undead their bodies. This hallway is just littered with the undead.
Yep, stay right here. They're clearly having a moment, and I don't want to intrude.
That's fair. Grigor, as you venture, you do find a torch that's illuminating some of the corridors, and you find more coffins that are open and empty as you stand underneath this torchlight.
Grigor would like to torch of his own with the lit one.
Okay, your torch is now lit. All right, so at this point, Othwin, you approach Dax, and Dax, as you're sitting there and you're focused in on Basil, you feel a slight on your like when someone hits like someone with a switch, like a piece of stick or something, right on your arm, and suddenly feel.
Oh wow.
A lot
That
better.
was really good. Yeah, you suddenly feel a lot better. First you go, ow, wait, I feel amazing right now.
Aggressive healing.
That was so perfect.
Did Athwood literally just percussive maintenance?
Yes, she did. She
right
just
now?
just beat the PC to get it to work. Percussive maintenance on Dax.
Having felt that, Dax is going to stop her conversation real quick. She's gonna look down at Othwin and gently say thank you.
Othwin just all puffed up, all angry owl sounds.
As
Walks off now.
as those two were talking, Basil was moving over to light this torch sconce.
Okay. And the room lights. And as the torch alights for Basil, because you're the only one in here that doesn't have dark vision, you now see that there are 3 alcoves that are very easily apparent, and some more off in the shadows further down, possibly a total of 5 that you can see of these alcoves, more of these alcoves that you've spotted already, with burst open coffins that are open and empty.
Remembering what Dax was just saying, and kind of just staring down the hallway, but still moving words towards Dax. You can take your time to think, but do so in a safe area. And then continues walking down the corridor.
As Basil's walking away, she's gonna kind of. She's current. You can Basil and anyone who everyone who will be able to hear this because in the corridor, the echo, will definitely be able to hear that this is kind of a heat in the moment type of remark. Not one she truly means, but one that she says nonetheless. And she's just gonna be like, "It was safe until you showed up."
Basil will pause for a moment and let the sting sink in, but not look back towards Dax, and keep looking down the corridor before starting to move again.
It feels so bad playing this character.
Hey, I like it. Now Basil's just concerned, where the heck did the other person who can't see in the dark go?
So as the sting sets in and you kind of suck it in on your breath and you look up and you realize, wait a minute, there's two of us that can't see in the dark and I don't see him anywhere. And you realize Grigor's nowhere to be seen, but you do see now light coming from around the corner up off to your left that wasn't there before, that you could notice. You realize, oh, wait a minute, there's something further up ahead.
I don't want to move forward until, some more action has happened.
Okay.
Behind, I'll move a couple more spaces, but
okay. Yeah, Talina, you see you can hear the interaction between the two, but you don't hear the end of it. You just basically see Basil disappear around the corner while as Daxori disengages from her conversation with Basil. And you did see Othwin kind of puff her chest up and walk away from Dax. Merrick, you obviously watched all of this happen as well.
Yeah, she's not going to approach. Like, she's observed, and she's just gonna chill at the corner, like, not trying to hide, but not, like, being super obvious that she's watching either.
I mean, you're totally not lurking in the shadows watching this happen, but that's fine.
I mean, most of them have dark vision.
It's true. Okay.
Sorry.
No? Okay. So then at that point, Basil, you see the light of what you see a bright light basically illuminating from around that corner, and you can hear footsteps.
All right, so I'll continue walking. Oh, look, there's Grigor.
Yeah, there you go. You come around the corner and find Grigor standing with a freshly lit torch and another torch that's now illuminating on the wall. And you can also see the glow of some sort of soft light coming from further down, back around the corridor as well.
Basil on a slow approach, still not really looking at any of his comrades as he goes past, but just kind of mentions towards Grigor. Find anything interesting?
Grigor just shrugs.
And Grigor, you basically would have seen more open, empty coffins and alcoves and nothing of note, really.
I'm going to stop my movement and let stuff from behind.
So as you two are conversing, what are the rest of you guys doing? Daxori, you've disengaged from conversation with Basil. Othwin, you've just healed her. What's going on?
Daxus is gonna be kind of at this point be leaning against one of the walls.
Okay.
Is there a stick nearby?
Is there a stick nearby?
Yeah.
Purpose one.
I mean, you're in a... the only stick would be the one that Othwin's holding.
No, probably not. I want to do, I don't know, Arcana, History, Religion, up to you on the zombies.
Okay.
Because
what are you trying to find out here? And I'll tell you what to roll.
let's see. Well, the train of thought is we just come across a bunch of undead. And the main worry is whether that's going to happen again, whether these guys are going to wake up again, or whether there's more of this
Okay.
around here. So
Okay.
I guess what they are and what caused them to wake up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So you're trying to focus on what caused them to attack you, like what caused them to awaken. Is that what I understood from that? Okay. Go ahead and roll me either an Arcana or an investigate. I'd say Arcana or investigation. It's your call.
Arcana's higher. Maybe that +3 will do something.
Okay.
Yep.
So when you examine these undead and you've walked over some of them, you've walked past a lot of these coffins, and you're very quickly able to deduce that these came from these coffins. That's very apparent to you. And when you kind of examine them and think back on what knowledge and training you have, you know that there are necromantic spells that exist. That's common knowledge within your field of study. But you're unsure if this is a recent incantation or enchantment that were on these with a necromantic background, or if this is maybe very, very, very old and it just so happened to get triggered, or it could be a curse. You're not really there's multiple options that would have led to this, so there's no real one way to determine what like how long these have been here or what what triggered them.
Got it. So, and we kind of figured out, and I mean, Merrick would kind of be just on his knees, kind of taking a closer look at it.
Okay.
Shut it, Munhold. It's not me. It's the dice. It's always the dice.
That is completely confused because they can't see what we see.
Yeah. Monhold says I jinxed it. Yeah, at this point, well, Shoutout said she's gonna be BRB, but Merrick would say one quick thing to her and then get up and walk back where he came from.
Okay.
Splitting the party once again. So I'll just do a 30. Splitting the party.
Splitting the party once again. Gotcha. Okay.
So I'll just do 30 feet this way. And overall planning to walk back to Spitwick.
Oh yeah, we left Spitwick alone with this will be fine.
Yeah, whenever Shadow's back, but basically Merrick would have told her that there might be more of these around and to be careful.
Okay, let's do this. Since Shadow's gone for a second, let's take a quick BRB. We'll do a quick bio break, snack break, whatever, and we'll be right back, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So chat will be right back, and we'll pick up where we left off. All right, are we back?
Yes, and you surprised me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to surprise you.
Get surprised.
Get surprised.
Nope.
I definitely haven't been looking over other stuff in the meantime.
Oops. There we go. That was weird. You haven't been looking over other stuff.
New character ideas.
Of course.
Hey.
I was gonna kill Basil. Let's go.
All right. Okay. So as we return, so Merrick and Talina, you guys both said you're headed back the way you guys came.
I didn't say so, but I will.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Well, after his quick word to Dax, kind of as Merrick was approaching Talina, he also would have said, "We'll let Halfling alone."
We sure did. As she spins in place and starts walking with some haste
Okay.
in that direction.
okay.
Like a speed and a half kind of thing.
Merrick, do you follow Talina as she ventures off into the
Yeah.
darkness? Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do to make this easy on me, I'm gonna move you two there for a moment. Okay.
You motherfucker.
So as you guys venture off that way, the rest of you, what are you guys doing? Othwin, you just watched Merrick and Talina to kind of disappear around the corner. What is Baby Burb doing?
I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna start heading that way.
You're gonna head that way too? Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll move you up there. I'm gonna move you here. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Dax, you watch your friends kind of venture off. Do you follow?
Oh, she might still not be back.
Oh, I thought Oh no, there we go. Sorry, I missed that.
Ah.
Just sits there. Okay. All right. Basil. And
Yeah,
Grigor.
she doesn't know what to do right now.
Okay. No, that's fine. I just wasn't sure.
Did you hear what Merrick said to you?
No, I did not.
So what Dax would have seen is Merrick kind of kneeled in front of one of the corpses, taking a good long look at it, and then he got up and kind of no condensation, nothing, just kind of neutral expression and tone. He would just told her, "There might be more of these. Be careful." And then he left.
Okay.
Okay. Basil and Grigor, you guys are off by yourselves right now. What are you two doing?
Basil's just going to take a quick peek around.
Okay.
And kind of noting that as I see down and into this lit area, the number of outcroppings and whatnot, I'm like, is that a freaking door? That wasn't in character. That was just freaking door at the end.
There is a door at the end. Yes. Yeah, you can. Basil can easily see there are several alcoves based between the light from yourself and the light from the torch that's further down. It's very apparent that there are several juts in and out of the wall that indicate that there are several alcoves here. Potentially more, outcroppings, basically.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll let the others know there's a door at the end here, but safety in numbers.
Rupert would nod and follow Basil.
Okay. As you guys both come around the corner, you notice that everyone's gone except Dax, who slumps down against the wall and kind of in her own thoughts. I'll let you guys move yourselves freely. As you guys are moving at the pace you are, Othwin, it's about this time that you rejoin your friends out in the other room. And as the three of you round the corner and look down at the end of the hall, expecting to see your injured, essentially prisoner and Spitwick, all three of you notice he is not there anymore, and neither is your injured, essentially prisoner.
A full sprint.
Full sprint. Okay.
Full
Same.
Which is yeet.
Same.
Same. Okay. So as you guys sprint down the tunnel, making your way past the dead Low Hood members to where you left Spitwick and you left your quarry, basically. As you arrive, you see one of the bandages that was wrapped around that he was one of the pieces of fabric he was using to hold the blood on his wound is scattered across the ground, and there are multiple blood smatters on the ground and a smear mark from where the guy was left. And you can easily see there are blood drops about 10 feet further down the hall, around, kind of leaning around the corner. You guys can also
that corner.
Okay. And as you peek around the corner, you notice there's another droplet past the door frame in the room. And while you guys are doing that, Grigor, you round the corner back in the main room, and you see your friends at the other end of the hall, and you notice Spitwick is now missing, as well as the Low Hood sergeant you had been helping treat. Basil, were you following, or did you stop back in that other room?
As Basil and Grigor passed Dax, all Basil would do, silent, and just in his own thoughts and process, he would slide up against the other wall and just sit stationary, making sure Dax is not in any danger.
Okay. I dig it. I appreciate that. Okay. So as you two are over there, Grigor, do you join your friends seeing what you see, or do you stay back?
I joined the group.
Okay. I'm just gonna grab you. So running full speed with your nimbleness of a rogue, you rejoin your friends just as they are peeking around the corner. And like I said, as you guys peek around the corner, you see blood droplets that lead into the room. And you guys can see that there are blood droplets in the door frame. There are blood droplets down on the ground, and it looks like there's a bit of a blood trail.
Knowing I have at least some people behind me, I'm just gonna cautiously follow the blood trail, and I'm gonna stop at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
And have a good look around to see if anything feels different about any of these corpses compared to what I've seen before.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for it.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? No, I am gonna make you roll for it. I'm gonna make you roll a perception check is what I need you to roll me, please.
That could have been a 17.
Okay. You're not 1,000% sure. You were a little stressed from having to run all the way back down the hall. You're a little out of breath. You basically watched your friends vanquish some undead, and so you're trying to recenter your focus, and now you found out Spitwick's gone. Everything seems to appear the same, but you're not sure. Maybe something's moved, maybe something isn't. You're not 1,000%.
I was going to comment on how this blood looks more red than the others, and then I realized it's because that blood's in light. The rest is also
correct.
dark
Yes,
vision, so
it's also
that's a map thing. Yeah,
it's also just an icon thing that sometimes some of these things just look a little different.
I can't tell if this is because there's a line going here, so I can't tell if this is within my line of sight. I don't think it is.
You see the edge of it a bit. You can see what appears to be some more droplets. Othwin and Merrick, you 100% can see the full trail. As the four of you re-enter the room, and you've all of you guys actually have been in this room so far. So all of you see the same dead bodies. Everything looks relatively the same, except now there's this blood trail that appears more fresh, that is plopped in a line through the room.
Do I see it leading down?
Roll
like
me
here?
I mean, yeah, basically what you can see is what you see.
I can see is what I see.
Yeah. So you can. By that I mean.
Yeah, so you can see the
Yeah,
distance
yeah,
below
that
you.
way.
Mhm.
Merrick's gonna follow the trail.
I am so sorry. I just realized chat couldn't see anything. There
I'm
we go.
How dare?
getting a Rogers app and now a FanDuel Casino ad on your stream. Dude, the people who fall for online casinos deserve it.
Yeah,
honestly.
they do. It's so true. So Grigor, you follow the trail, and as you follow the trail with your torch, you find the next drop and the next drop, and you're standing at the base of this next set of about 5 or 6 stairs. And as you hold your light up and you look, you see at the top of the stairs, you see a bloody drag mark that disappears under the door frame of the closed door at the top of the stairs. While you guys are investigating this, Basil and Dax, you're sitting in the dimly lit hall. I say dimly lit. It was dimly lit until these torches got lit. Basil, as you watch Dax in her thoughts. Go ahead.
For clarification, watching the entirety of the corridor as well as getting an eye on Dax every once in a while.
Sure. Okay. So as you notice Dax occasionally, the corridor is chillingly quiet. Like there's not, after the scuffle of the two of you engaging in the battle of all of these undead and dealing with the chaos that was here, it just right back to silence. There's no footsteps. There's no groans. The occasional water drop or little stone that fell out of place is all you can really hear. Dax, as you're sitting here, roll me. Let's do it this way. Roll me a wisdom saving throw, which is your D20 plus 1.
Also, Shadow, when you have a second, check DMs if you haven't.
I got a 16.
16. Okay. As you're sitting here, memories of your past start to creep back up in your head. And you know that you've been dealing with these for a long time. You know that interacting with certain people will bring these things up. But all of the stress over the last just couple of minutes down here and the encounter that you and Basil just had with the sergeant in the other room, and now that the adrenaline is starting to die down from this fight, and the adrenaline from everything else, and the curiosity is dried down, just all of that fades away for a few moments, and clarity re-enters your mind as your memories flood back of your past, and the encounters that you've had, and the reason that you're here. It builds itself up, and it's not overpowering. It doesn't feel like it's controlling you. You just kind of let yourself remember. And you tell me, would she be feeling rage at these memories, or would she be feeling sadness? What would Dax be feeling as these memories of the things she's encountered in the past, of why she is the way she is? What would she be feeling in this moment?
She'd be feeling a mixture of rage and sadness, but the sadness is what would be more prevalent.
Okay. As you're having these emotions, you remember, wait a minute. I had that guy in the other room, and I know that they wanted me to stop, but maybe we should go. Maybe we should go back and talk to him. Maybe we should go find out what he's really into. And that thought re-enters your mind of maybe I need to go back and talk to him again, even though that you walked away from him. you think maybe I need to revisit that. But whether or not she submits to those thoughts, that's up to you. Basil, as she's having this internal conflict and she's having these memories, you do watch a wave of sadness enter over her face that you haven't really seen on Dax so far, but it's almost like a flicker. Like it's there, but then as soon as you see it, it's almost like it's gone again.
Dax. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Melon.
Basil's only reaction was to so respect Daxori's desire for a moment to think and a moment of clarity, and he was just remaining on a vigilant, perceptive state.
Okay.
Yes, he noticed it, but he's not going to act upon it unless she does anything upon it.
Okay. I want both of you to roll me an... hold on, I gotta remember what it is. I think it's intelligence, is what I'm thinking.
I blanked. But what are they trying to roll for?
My brain was like, I want you to roll me an intuition check. I'm like, what's wrong with you, Neon? That's not a thing.
Insight?
Insight, yes, thank you. That's good grief. Both of you roll me an insight check, please. Good grief. My brain just shut off for about 4 seconds.
We don't get to roll these very often, but the dice want a story tonight.
Yes, they do. Okay. And then Dax, if you want to roll me an insight. For your insight, it's going to be a d20 plus 1.
I'm actually kind of surprised my insight's not higher.
I mean, yeah.
It's wisdom based.
Yeah, it's wisdom based.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I got a 16 with that plus 1.
That's with the plus 1. Okay, all right, good.
Yeah.
As Basil, as you kind of notice this, you kind of forcibly have yourself look away. Like, I'm gonna let her have her moment. And then all of a sudden, the hair on the back of your neck stands up, and you go, and instantly, a voice in your head, something's wrong. Instantly, you're like, I need to go find my friend. Something's wrong. And Dax, you have a similar motion, almost the same point, that you're like, I feel like it's oddly quiet. Where did our friends go? And suddenly reality comes back to you, and you're out of your thoughts, and you realize, wait a minute, everyone's gone. I'm here by myself. Basil's there, but why is it so quiet?
So, Basil, just with the stoic, serious look on his face, looks over to Dax, eyebrows raised, like, you feel that too?
She would nod, and she's gonna stand back up, and she's going to not sprint, but kind of jog back to where she knows where the low hood was and her friends were going and things like that.
Basil would be matching speed, so you can move both of us at the same pace if you want.
Yeah, you can move both of us.
I do not want to grab the dead zombies. That would be awkward.
Yeah, the dead zombies are coming with us.
Well, because I just drew a box and I grabbed a lot of them. Like, well, that's awkward. Let's not do that.
Definitely love the casual nod at, hey, let's get you moving back to the group.
Admittedly, that actually wasn't, like, it wasn't. But yeah, so as you guys come around the corner, you recognize that not only have you not seen your friends, that Spitwick and the Low Hood are gone, and Dax, you're the first one to see blood smeared across the carved stone floor all the way at the end. And you don't see or hear your friends.
Yeah, at the sight of seeing the Low Hood gone, she's just going to be filled with rage because in her mind she was like, she was right again. She shouldn't have let him go.
Okay.
So she's going to, still not jogging, but more at a quicker pace, head down the hallway.
Okay. So
Basil
you guys are there. Okay.
Just behind her.
Okay, so we'll do it like that. Okay, so real quick, before you guys start sprinting, we're going to go back down to these guys. So you guys have found the marks underneath the door. Talina, as you're inspecting the bodies, upon further, now that you're up close to them, they all look exactly the way that you left them. Nothing appears out of place from when you were here the first time. And the blood trail doesn't appear to impact any of these corpses. There doesn't seem to be any interference from the blood trail you've discovered with the corpses that were originally here. Go ahead.
I'm mostly standing where I am standing to keep an eye on all of the entrances.
Okay.
I just barely moved down just now to break limestone at the top one.
Okay.
And she's more curious at this point. She's more curious about the blast that she's standing next to, rather than the pool of blood. But
Okay.
that obviously came from the corpse.
Okay. Yeah, so let's do this. I want you to roll me an Arcana check. And while you're doing that, we're going to snap over Othwin, Merrick, and Grigor. You guys have found the door with the blood stain that's smeared underneath the door frame. What do you guys do with the door?
That comments not ominous.
Rigor would give a 3-finger countdown before opening the door.
Okay. You guys see him do a 3-finger countdown. Do you guys do anything else?
Yes, give me. Why not? I'm gonna ready an action of firebolt with the trigger of there being someone on the other door who's hostile and is about to attack us.
Okay, so you got a ready to action. Othwin, are you doing anything?
Gonna ready Sacred Flame for the same reason.
Okay. All right, so as you guys are readying, Grigor, you do the 3-finger countdown. When you get to 1, Talina, you recognize that these scorch marks are arcane in nature. It's the same thing that Merrick understood earlier, that these are arcane, and more than likely these are, you could presume, something like equivalent to a fireball spell. And they decimated these individuals. Roll me real quick. I want you to roll me a perception check. I know you rolled one earlier for something else, but I want you to roll me one for this real quick. And as you're doing that, Grigor, as you hit 1 on your finger, you guys all hear a series of footsteps in the hall behind you that are echoing across the stone.
Maybe related to this perception check, but I'm curious if these are directional or if they. Basically, this blast is clearly going outward, but is it going more outward in one direction, implying that it was like something that moved and then exploded, or something that was stationary and then exploded?
Gotcha. So in answer to that question, no. You were able to tell that it is just a straight, the fireball impacted at this point, exploded outward with fire, flame, and destruction, and just thrust everyone asunder from each of these central points. It doesn't appear that anything may have been moved. It appears that there was an actual, like, something was either thrown or erupted or shot, or something was here that would like hit here and then exploded.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
With that perception check, you notice that the guard, the individual you're standing over, is where you see the scrap of the emblem of the city of Darun, and you recognize that these are city guard.
Well, they were anyway.
They were city guard. And it's at this point that Grigor, you hit 1 on your finger, and you go to open the door, and it's locked. And it's just at that point that Dax and Basil burst into the room, and you notice, all of you immediately notice, Dax is beyond furious. Like, her hair is extra bright.
Oh no,
Basil-
the villain's
Bas-
away.
Basil can't quite see everybody due to, darkness
Mhm.
and fog of war. But as they enter the room, if movement is free again,
Yeah, go for it.
start
and this is
moving
the first
around,
time that
seize
you
everybody.
and, yeah, this is the first time that you and Dax are entering this room, and this is the first time that you've seen Basil. You can't really make out a whole lot of details because it's very little of it is illuminated by torchlight. But Dax, you see carnage. Numerous dead bodies litter the room, completely charred beyond almost any recognition for the most part. There are a few pieces and parts there that may be identifiable if you were to get up on them. But there's blood all over the floor. There's scorch marks on the floor. The room still smells sulfuric and iron-like from blood, and like the smell you smell after like a bonfire, as well as the smell of burning flesh and hair, that really gross smell that's very distinct. A lot of these smells with a burning sense don't tinge your nostrils as you're kind of used to those smells, but they do catch you off guard because they're like, those smells shouldn't be in this room. Coupled with the dead bodies, the way they're arranged and everything, it catches you as like, you were not expecting to run into the room and notice this. You were expecting to find something else, maybe Spitwick here or whatever, but this throws both you and Basil for a loop. You weren't expecting this.
Okay. So, Dax, having come from a place where fire's prevalent and being one that uses fire a lot, she would get... Would she be able to see the scorch marks on the ground?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so she's more curious about those than she is about the bodies, because she only sees 2, and yet there's a bunch of carnage. So with her knowledge of that stuff, she's gonna kind of look at the scorch marks and kind of investigate at
Wait,
least.
you said you can only see 2 bodies?
No. So with there being only 2 scorch marks and yet a ton of bodies, she's curious as to what was used.
Oh, I
If
understand.
that
Gotcha.
makes sense.
As Dax is investigating, Basil's going to approach the group. Where's Spitwick?
Ain't that the question?
Where's... What happened? This is just
Yup.
open to anybody. I don't even see Telena right now.
Behind you.
She's, yeah, you would make out her silhouette. She's standing in the darkness, in the shadows, right over here.
That was completely fogged of war, so...
Yeah.
That's the problem.
You got a dirty
As
20 for
Telena's-
investigation? Okay.
As Telena's doing the talking, Basil's going to approach.
All we know is blood splatters and dirt at the door. I presume that's where the blood splatter went. I'm more keeping an eye on both of the doors from, centralist position.
Got it.
Dax, are you actually going towards the blasts, or looking from afar?
No, she's going towards him.
Okay.
I just
So-
didn't move my character.
Yeah, as you're nearing them with that dirty 20, give me 1 second. Grigor, as you and Othwin and Merrick try to go through this door, it's barred shut. It's locked. You try to move the latch and it won't move. What do you do?
I check to see if the door's locked or if it's been barred from the other side.
Roll me an investigation, I guess, would be the most accurate for what you're doing. Okay. Yeah, with the 17, you can clearly tell that the door is locked with some sort of a latch that you can probably try to finagle with your thieves' tools. It's something that is manipulatable.
Which is what I'm gonna do.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a thieves' tools check. Othwin and Merrick, as you guys notice, the door is locked and he can't just burst through it. Do you guys continue to hold your actions, or do you guys dispel your hold spells?
I'm gonna keep holding.
Okay. Merrick, do you do the same?
Yeah.
Grigor, as you slide your thieves' tools into the spot where the latch is, it's because the lock is not a traditional lock; it's some sort of bolt. You're unable to just immediately and deftly open it. It's proving quite difficult. You feel like you'd have to be here for quite a bit to try to break this, to get through this lock. You can do it. It's just you're pretty sure it's going to take you a while. While that is happening, Dax, as you approach these scorch marks with that dirty 20, it's very apparent to you that some sort of spell caused this. Some sort of spell hit these locations, essentially exploded, and then killed and threw all of these individuals away from the central blast point. Something that you recognize from this, more or less, and this kind of goes for everybody in the room, the scorch marks kind of they have the same effect that the books, the spell scrolls, and the tomes and the parchments that you guys found in the workshop deeper back in the catacombs. The effect is similar, in that something goes boom and it throws people asunder and causes damage. So it can be reasonably assumed that this is something similar in that, like I said, for the spellcasters, you guys know this is Fireball, but for those of you like Talina, like Daxori, who's still very new to the spellcasting world and kind of knows basic cantrips, you're unsure of what exactly did this. You just know that it's magic based.
This is directed to Helena, but did she have anything else to note or mention to Basil before more investigation or wandering could be done in the room?
No, not to you. I was just wondering, how obvious is it from way back here, noting that I have dark vision wouldn't help here, that Krieger is struggling with the door?
You could tell. You would have seen him try to go through it, like burst through the door, and he couldn't. And so then he continues. You know, he's. You can see him fiddling with the lock, and you've seen Grigor very quickly get through doors. You've seen him slowly get through doors. This seems like it's very clear to you that he's struggling with whatever the door's locking mechanism is.
I'm gonna call out to them to step down to the bottom of the stairs, and give him a solid 6 count.
Oh, that's so you tell the group of them to get down the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys heed her call?
Sure, but I'm still facing the door.
Okay.
And the verb is far enough away. Excellent. Door go boom.
Door go boom. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Okay, casting shatter on the door. Okay.
Door go boom.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not even rolling anything for that, obviously. So okay. All right, give me a second here. Okay.
There's certain amount of haste required for this endeavor. Therefore, door go boom.
Yes. So, as you guys step down from the stairs, as soon as you clear the threshold, you see Talina flick her hand, and you hear, and the door explodes in a splintered shatter, like it erupted from the inside out, and all of the wood is just scattered and thrown in all different directions, and splinters and shards just fly out of the doorway into the room. Baby Burb, you get a couple pieces that smack you in the face and topple over the back of you. Merrick's a couple hit you. Grigor hits some in your shoulder. Basil and Dax, you turn around and look back over your shoulder and see the door just explode in a violent sundering of splinter and wood. The sound echoing and ringing back and forth throughout this room over and over again until finally it starts to subside. And as the door is just completely shattered, all of you that are looking at the door. So who's looking at the door? Othwin was, Merrick was, Grigor, Talina, Basil, and Dax. Do you continue to kind of glance over your shoulder in that direction, or are you focused on where you're looking?
No, I'm glancing back. Daxori's glancing over her shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah, Basil would have heard the earth-shattering kaboom.
It was loud. It's very loud. Yes.
Yeah.
That loud ringing is kind of ringing in your ears. That like sound of tinnitus in the back of your head is still kind of there. But you do notice that as the door explodes, there is the soft, faintest torchlight that is emanating from deep back beyond the door. And as the door is gone, it's not like a traditional hall that you've seen. This looks like it's recently like hand carved with like basic tools. And there's some sort of light that's emanating deep back from some sort of hole further down the tunnel beyond where the door was. But it's very clear that the blood smear continues, and then Othwin and Othwin, Merrick, definitely Othwin and Merrick, you guys would see another element of the blood trail continuing further on.
I'm assuming I can't see that because of elevation.
Yeah, the
like
elevation
having
makes it
lines
so
like
you
that.
can't. I mean, you
Yeah.
can see down the corridor, but you can't see the blood.
Given that stuff's out the window, I'm just gonna, if they're not paying attention, I'm just gonna yell in the direction of Dax and Basil that we're
Okay.
going the other way.
Okay. Actually, so real quick before you completely disappear, Talina, I want you to roll me one more investigation check as you're leaving the carnage of the bodies.
Yeah, no, we're inspiring that. We're using inspiration on that one.
Okay.
I'm looking for the word inspiration in my list of skills. No, I'm looking for investigation in my list of skills. Better.
Beautiful use of
Better.
inspiration. Okay. As you go, guys, we're going the other way, and you turn. Your foot catches one of the soldiers' lifeless bodies, and you kind of stumble. And as you look down, his body turns over, and you watch as his hand releases a very burnt-up piece of parchment that looks like a letter. It's not. There's not much of it left.
You take it and just stash it.
You just stash it.
That's just like, hey, paper. Probably important. Not for now. And
Okay.
just put it in my pouch with the with my like where I keep my other scrolls and stuff.
Okay.
Into inventory.
Before we follow that, Daxori and Basil, you see your friends starting to disappear past the door frame, and Talinas grabs something from one of the corpses and seems to follow. What are you two doing?
Dax is gonna go with him.
Same thing with Basil.
Okay. As the group of you approach this corridor and start winding your way through, it gets narrow and narrow until suddenly it's not narrow, and you realize you look up and there's a hole in the roof. And the hole in the roof is dark. There's no light coming from up. There's very little light coming from up above. And as you look up towards the ceiling, it no longer looks like stone. It looks almost like wood, like there's a wooden ceiling that's up higher beyond the hole. Do you guys climb up through it?
Grigor's in front.
Or would put down his torch and try to start climbing up.
Try to start climbing up. Okay. So you start climbing up, and you guys watch as Grigor disappears up through this kind of crag-like hole, and his torch is now lying on the ground.
Dax isn't gonna climb up the hole, but she's gonna stand at like the bottom.
Okay.
And have her bow and arrow ready just in case, someone decides to open up said roof and get an unwelcome surprise.
How low is the ceiling here?
The ceiling in this tunnel area that you guys are in is the standard height that you guys have been. It's maybe about 10-ish feet tall, maybe not more like 9-8 feet tall. But it gets a little bit narrower. And it's not that the ceiling's changing. It's actually, you notice that the floor is changing. The floor is starting to gain elevation slightly until the floor to ceiling is about 5 or so feet, and then suddenly the ceiling just disappears, and there's a hole. This like crack. It's not like an evenly carved hole. It's almost like a haphazardly carved hole in now the roof, and it dumps out into something.
I offer bird shoulders for uppies.
Does the burb accept uppies?
But what?
Talina offered uppies for the burb to go up through the hole.
Well, at least up to my shoulder.
Or up to the shoulder. Sorry, apologies, I misunderstood.
Yeah, still accept.
Okay. You guys go through the hole then?
Dax is aiming through the hole, right? Or at least has arrow. And
She's
bow
not.
in hand.
She's not aiming through it, but she does have a her short bow out with an arrow knocked, just in case she does need to aim up and shoot.
And there was no light above.
Very, very little light. It's dim. With your dark vision, you guys can see just fine, but there's no lighting that's assisting you.
Right, but the person who went up cannot see in the dark, and they left their torch at the bottom.
Correct.
Can I grab that torch and hand it to Athwin? Can Athwin lift the torch?
I
So
mean,
that we can hold the torch while I drag.
she can
pull
if
us
she
up.
wants to.
She can hold the torch.
Yeah.
Othwin is now holding the torch.
I'm gonna bring Burb and torch up the hole towards Grigor.
Okay, so Burb and Talina and you guys climb up the hole.
It's all good. You just give Burb a flaming stick.
Yep. Great decision.
Regrets.
Great decision. All right, so the rest of you guys watch as the two of them disappear up the hole, and now you can see light that's coming from up above that's coming down. Do you guys decide to follow?
Basil is waiting to be the last to go through to make sure no one is left behind.
Okay.
Yeah, Dax will go once she knows it's kind of safe to go up it. So.
And Mary.
All right, so what's Merrick doing? Is Merrick
Go
climbing
to
up the hole?
hole.
You climbing up the hole?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So Merrick,
If I can find it.
Merrick scurries up the hole.
Ooh.
So now everyone has gone up to the hole, and you can see the faint light as they're and the climb up is not like instant. They have to climb up a little bit. So the timing of how this all works out is it's kind of almost one after the other. So you guys watch as Merrick is climbing up the hole. Do you guys decide to follow?
Oh, yeah, no, like I said, Dax climbs up once she sees that it's mostly relatively safe to go up the hole.
Okay.
And Basil will follow shortly after.
All right. As you guys disappear up the hole, you guys find yourself climbing up through this hole, and then you find yourself in this dark, dimly lit space. Give me a second.
Don't even know where we went.
This is the slow part, so give me a second because I have to.
Ah.
You're not on this map.
Pitwick's been setting us up the whole time.
Dude, if he did, you now have permission to murder him. Like both in character and out of character.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't, pardon the pun, blow a second level spell just to rescue somebody who's about to betray our ass.
As you guys emerge from the hole, wait. Who's still on the catacombs? Oh, there it goes. It just took a second to load. Okay, we're good. As you guys emerge from the hole, you find yourselves in a dimly dark space that looks like a cellar. Like it's wooden walls, a wooden ceiling, stone floor. But as you scan and look around the room, you notice that there are these iron bars going across one side of the room with these iron doors. And back in the shadows of one of the little sections, you see Spitwick. Or what maybe is Spitwick. Looks like Spitwick. Curled up on his side. There we go. On his side, kind of almost like fetal position, and he looks bloodied and battered. Looks like he's been beaten pretty significantly. And he is behind one of the locked cages. And as you continue to scan, you also notice the blood trail you saw before comes up over the edge of those rocks, and you see blood smears on the rocks. If you look down, you didn't notice him climbing up, and now you notice him looking down. And the blood trail goes over to one side of the room, and in that side of the room, you notice there is a staircase that seems to go up. And the blood goes to the base of the stairs and then disappears into the darkness on the stairs. And it is here where we will leave it until next episode.
Dun
Dun,
dun
dun,
dun.
I love the communal thought there.
Ah, yes. It was at this moment that we shared the brain cell.
Yeah, the one brain cell was split.
Don't split the brain cell. It's like splitting an atom.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, that
I already
means
have
that
Merrick's
two of
opening a
them-
line for the next
Oh.
one.
Yeah, there you guys go.
Huzzah!
We made it out of the catacombs, guys.
Finally!
It only took us
What, 10
1,000 cents.
Dax is about to go feral on all of the all of the mercenaries.
Yeah,
And
like
Basil definitely didn't make that easier for her.
it's so funny to me because when I originally was writing all of this adventure way back literally yesteryear, I was like, yeah, they'll just zip through the catacombs, it'll be fine. And then I was like, oh, I have this idea so that they actually have to explore. And here we are, like 9 sessions later. It's like, oh my gosh, okay. Which is cool, but like, oh my gosh, I definitely was not expecting that. But
All Dax is thinking in her head is how right she was.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, the I told you so
Same.
be real right now. All right, cool.
Don't worry, Basil's kind of on the side of the person saying "I told you so." That's not the side you want him on.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, we will leave it here until next episode, next session. Obviously, as per usual, guys, we will arrange that as a group and let you guys know. This episode will be up on YouTube in the next couple of days. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so it may be Saturday, not tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. For those of you watching the VODs, thank you very much for watching the VODs. I know there are a few of you, and I appreciate you very much. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Well, bye.
Bye.
Bye.